good.
Yeah, great time to switch over, bro.
It's a perfect time to switch
Perfect.
over. And we're here.
Naked!
Justice is naked, so we're starting off strong.
It's going to be a great night.
Per usual. All right, let me restart the Roll20 music because apparently it didn't go.
It's funny because he really does run around our house right before the session every single time going, do we have any shorts, any pants I can put on? And then he sits there with his camera from nips up only the whole time.
Jesus.
At least he dresses up for the occasion.
That's true. He does. He does indeed do that.
He has enough respect for you guys to put on pants in front of you. You
Bless
should
it.
feel honored.
I really
I
do.
do.
I really do. All right.
I'm so glad you got the earphones on. I
Yeah,
can't tell your ears are
I
going.
took away all of the ears for you.
There goes my immersion.
It was bothering Justice.
Oh my, yeah.
What?
OCD, and it was just killing me on that.
What bothers
Haas
him?
cut his ears off so that he
Haas,
could get into
Haas
character.
camera like takes his ears and they disappear. And he's just got to
Take your headset off, I want to see.
See, they're gone.
Oh.
That is so weird.
Just disappear.
We got 10-toed Teddy and no-eared Host.
There we go.
Eddie, no eared Eddie.
No-eared Eddie.
So when he plays Red Dead with us, he's gonna be Eddie.
Or no ear Ned.
No-eared
Isn't
Ned.
that the stupid hyena in Lion King?
Short for Nedward.
Fucking
Yes.
I think Eddie is one of them, yes.
Move that. Cool. All right. Riley, would you like to kick us off with Riley's recap?
Si, senor. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Riley's Recap. I'm Riley. This is my recap. Episode 9. Are we there yet? Our session began with the close to an evening. An evening of lies, betrayal, anger, and distrust. Well, that is if you look at it from Vagar's perspective, as he was thoroughly unimpressed with the entire group after a little miscommunication about his hatred of possibly all gnomes, but definitely at least these gnomes. As everyone settled into their sleeping garments and arrangements, Vagar and Zephia decided not to sleep for some reason, probably just up seething all night about that no-good, dirty, rotten, stoop liar Zalraxis. The night passed mostly uneventful, with little more than the hoots of owls and skitters of squirrel feet on the forest floor. Aelon woke up and went to attempt to make amends with Vagar, but after numerous apologies, Vagar still wasn't having it. Sever and Zalraxis were not long behind Aelon, and he explained to the currently awake group of people that Sever had a bad feeling about the governor. His concern, which was shared by Aelon and Zalraxis, was that the governor seemed a little too concerned about the well-being of the group. After all, backhanding a scribe because the people you thought were dead were in fact not dead seemed a little bit too much of a reaction. After everyone was awake and moving for the day, they decided that they would gather everyone in the camp, sans gnomes, and tell them of their concerns. The solution, you might be asking? Open the letter the governor had sent with the party. Vierna handed over the note, and despite Vagar being convinced that Sever was just a conspiracy theorist, and Ilo being less than concerned at the legitimacy of the letter but more than willing to open it, Sever was proven correct when he saw the letter glowing with some type of magical imbuement. Unfortunately, that vindication was short-lived, as it was quickly discovered that the parchment was just waterproof, and the letter read exactly what the governor had always said it read. Sever then told the group of his visions with Father. Well, kind of. He left out the part where Father was there, and he also left out the part where Father told him about the 5 orbs. And he also that Father showed him the vision. Oh, and also that he saw the visions through an orb he already owned. And yeah, basically when you put it like that, I would like to amend my original statement and say that Sever lied to the group about his visions with Father.
She always does.
This is OC knowledge. Okay, all right. Just wanted to throw that out. Go ahead, continue.
Worst of all, though, at least from her perspective, he lied to Vierna about it, who was less than kind in her response when she shot him in the foot with a crossbow before storming off when she realized he was lying directly to her face. Aelon was able to heal his foot, free of pain and scarring, and Sever realized how different magical healing can feel. The group walked down the path mostly in uncomfortable silence before deciding to make camp for the night. Dun, dun, dun! Will Vagar and Zephia finally sleep? Will Vierna ever be able to find food in the woods, or will she rely on Zephia's superior survival skills forever? Will Aelon become Sever's new best friend? Will Sever be able to make amends with Vierna? Will Zalraxis get caught casting Vagar's magic for him? Will Ilo finish her drawing before we get to Blackrock? Find out tonight on Dungeons, Dragons, and Dimwits. Also, on the blurring content,
I'm
You
not
know,
clapping.
Absolutely
I
blurry.
feel attacked.
on the blurring content, this is an OOC recap by Riley. I don't have to
Attacked.
go off of Vierna's knowledge.
Okay, well, all right.
You know
well,
the best part of all that is where
That's
he
why
said
we
that.
don't call it
Is
Vierna's
Alon
recap.
gonna be Severus' new best friend? And here Death is over there like, no, that's not happening. No.
I called it.
We called dibs.
I called
God
dibs.
damn it. Respect the dibs. Respect the dibs. All right. So, as we get back into it, where we left off previously is you had all just kind of turned off the road and had decided to find a good place to stop for the evening after your second day of travel with 1 day of travel remaining. You did manage to find a semi-acceptable place to camp, just kind of off to the side of the road, a little bit about 20, 30 yards or so. Just kind of a general clearing on the side of the road. You're still in view of the road, so you're not really protected or hidden by anything, but it is a pretty easy flat ground for it. So tension is still kind of a little bit high after the long day of travel you had and a little bit of intergroup disagreements, we'll say. And knowing that you have kind of 1 day left on your journey to Blackrock to hopefully get yourself some answers, both on your personal adventures and quests and on the larger overseeing issue of what's going on with the bandits in the area, we'll pick back up as you guys are stopping and starting to get set up for camp for the evening.
All right. I would like to cast my hut.
Okay. So you whip
Is
out
there-
Lima's little
Is
tiny
the
hut.
clearance big enough for it?
Yeah, the whole area is probably good. Like it's a very wide open area. You guys, the trees have started to thin out a good chunk the closer you guys get to Blackrock, along the side of the path. So there's a pretty good clearing. It's not like in the woods. It's just the area on the edge of the road is a little bit bare.
Okay.
I would like to cast a spell that makes everybody just go to sleep, no talking, and we get back in travel.
Tragic. Unfortunately, you do not have access to that.
It's a level 19 spell, unfortunately.
21 actually, unattainable.
Ugh,
It's
I
tragic.
hate to see it.
And D&D removed it too.
Yeah.
Hate it.
It's in
In the new
D&D
6th
24,
edition, it doesn't even
2024,
exist.
whatever.
Yeah.
Would it, I mean, is this campsite looking like someone had already previously camped there? Like
It's just
a
an empty
setup or-
space on the side of the road.
Okay.
Like if you're like traveling down like a rural highway, like a big open grassy patch, like 20, 30 yards off the side of the highway, like you're still inside of the highway. It's just an open kind of grassy area.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna cast my hut, do my normal thing, pull Eddie off the cart, put him on a nice long lead, tie him to a tree, and get him a bucket of water.
Yeah, there's plenty of grazing area for him as well too there. So
No more find me a stomping trance.
Instantly.
Yeah.
your dog
5
is like
p.m. and Alon's like,
it's like 7 p.m. like 6:37.
So I'm visualizing as we pull up, everyone's kind of spreading out. She's putting up her tent. Everyone's kind of getting settled. What kind of shrubberies around, or what do we see? Is it like heavy foliage?
It's the grass it's relatively short grass, and it kind of thins out
Tell
in
me about
areas.
them
So
bushes.
there's areas to be able to make campfires without too much issue. There's a bunch of smaller kind of like berry bushes. It looks like towards the inside. A couple of just kind of like deciduous trees on the inside of it as well. It's not super thick forest. The tree line, like the actual foliage line, is still about 6-7 feet high. So like the kind of the ground area is just mostly a bunch of tree trunks, kind of sparse branches here and there. So you can see into the forest a little bit. You don't get a great view just because it is starting to get kind of that dusk. So the sun is kind of starting to blind you a little bit on that side.
I'm gonna walk in. I'm gonna reach up, grab some branches, looking exhausted, just snapping them off, going, stripping the leaves off of them, just getting things ready for bed, putting them.
Would there be-
Take it. Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
Taking my cloak and like kind of making almost like a. I don't know. A bag.
like a bed.
A bag, I guess, if you want. Stuffing the leaves inside the cloak, wrapping it up to somewhat, a pillow, I guess you could put it. Soft pillow. Getting ready to crash out. Find a tree and sit down.
Okay.
Go ahead, Dad.
Would there be any like loose branches or anything laying around like this campsite?
Not necessarily like around the
things
campsite,
that
but like
may have-
just inside the forest. Yeah, there's plenty of like twigs and like tinder and stuff.
Okay. I'm going to cast Mage Hand and just guide it to go pick up some branches and bring them over and start building like a campfire.
Okay, so yeah, you know, Mage Hand kind of goes around and grabs a bunch of kindling. Probably takes about 2 or 3 minutes to get a good amount, good for a fire.
All right, so yeah, once it's all like stacked up and ready to go, I'm gonna cast Firebolt on the fire.
Okay. So you just light just the kindling? Because you don't need more
Yeah.
than just kindling, because it'll die out pretty quick. But yeah, you manage to light the kindling on fire, so you have the beginnings of a campfire going on. Just kind of in the middle of the, kind of one of the bare areas, I'm assuming.
Upon seeing
And
this,
then-
I would go out into the woods and see if I could find any fallen, thicker branches and logs-esque that I wouldn't have to chop.
Okay, yeah, you can go and give me a survival check for that one.
All right.
It's not a very high DC.
Will be when she hits. Oh, never mind.
Okay, yeah,
I was gonna say
17.
that then.
Yeah, you managed to get a good supply,
Every
as
log
much as you can carry,
covers
different logs of different sizes. Most of them are kind of just like small, fallen, like large pieces of bark. Not necessarily like full logs. You can manage to find some fallen trees that you're able to kind of snap some of the bigger branches up to make some of the beginnings of it to keep the fire going. No like big logs unless you want to start chopping at stuff, but you're able to find enough to keep the fire going for the moment.
Okay, yeah. I'll bring those back and just kind of drop them next to the fire that Zalriax is building. What, can you hear him snoring?
Yeah.
And you guys do notice that probably about 40, 50 yards down farther, the gnomes have also pulled off to the side as well and are doing similar like pre-bedtime camp routines.
Alrighty.
Just as is apparently trance sleeping at 6:30 in the evening. So he'll be up at midnight
you-
and wide
Are
awake.
you actually sleeping right now, Justice?
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
All right,
I'll
you'll
see
be
you
up at
back on the
12:30
road.
and you'll
got
be stuck
guard
there,
duty.
so.
Justice Trance. Lord of mercy.
I'm gonna look around for some small game to hunt or see if there's anything to cook up nearby.
All right, are you going to go kind of into the forest to hunt?
Yeah.
Okay, you can go ahead and give me a survival check as well.
While she's doing that, I'm gonna go to the cart and get all of the things for a stew of sorts, pots, water, any spices I have in the cart. Just assuming she'll pass this survival check.
It's pretty low.
Yeah, you do manage to find some, not a lot. The game seems to be quite a little bit sparse in the areas that you're looking. You do manage to find there was a chicken that was kind of running around, and you kind of do manage to find its little nest where there was 2 eggs, as well as you managed to pin 2 squirrels that were running up a tree. So chicken and 2 squirrels and some eggs. It's not a very large chicken.
Perfect.
I'm gonna gather those eggs and try and get the squirrels and chickens back to the camp.
Give me a perception check while you're there. You start to kind of hear some rumbling of storm clouds off in the distance, like the low, dull roar of thunder that sounds like it's a little ways out.
Great. Alright, I'm just gonna kind of walk towards the camp and where the fire's at. I got some eggs, chicken, couple squirrels, and
Perfect.
we should probably cook it up because it sounds like there might be a storm coming.
Who all is around like the campfire area? I know we don't
saw
really
them
have
around the
tokens at the
area.
moment, but here, let me actually. So
I'd
instead of
be
making a whole new
at
map, I'll
fire.
just make this one kind of edited for it. Draw. Circle. So we'll say that this red circle is going to be the campfire, and then the very right edge of the map is kind of like the edge of the forest.
Mark, do you still have that campsite map from when we went in that cave?
Oh, yeah, I do. I guess we can use that. Well, this actually, we'll keep this one because this is more apt because you guys are kind of camping on the side of the road as opposed to like anything else.
So we can just assume that this bush right here is our campfire.
Correct. No, there's a red circle on the map that I put for the campfire. And the
I
road
see.
is like the road that you're on, yeah.
I've zoomed in, didn't see that part. That works.
Gotcha. So, for those of you that are around the campfire, and not in a trance currently, give me a perception check.
Do you want me to make another one?
Yeah, because this will be if you've come back to from the forest, then yeah.
By this time, just if you look at Vagar, he's kind of like kicked back up against a tree with the pillow, and he has some goggles of night over his eyes, like people put those sleeping things over their eyes for passing out. He just has goggles of night, and he's kind of like he's kicked back, looking exhausted as hell.
All right, so those of you who rolled an 18 or above, so that would be Zelraxis, Sever, and Vierna, you guys kind of hear a pop coming from one of the seems to come from the tree line off to your left or right, I guess, depending on where you're facing. But
so I'm guessing the gnomes are like up here.
They're up there a ways, like they're towards at the very, very top of the map. We'll say that's like where their campsite is. Like they're starting to set up.
Okay. Would the sound like it was closer to them or the other way?
It sounds like it's coming from about on the tree line about 10 feet towards where the gnomes are.
So we could pinpoint relatively close to where the sound came from.
Yeah.
I'd like to cast Fairy Fire as close to where I heard the sound coming from as possible.
Okay.
20-foot cube.
Yeah, sure. You can go ahead and cast Fairy Fire.
Right. It is, let me just look it up. It is a dexterity save, DC 15. Anything inside of it that fails the saving throw is highlighted.
Okay, dexterity. Okay, that was... I have to flip back and forth. I got too many fucking tabs open. Oh, okay. So you look, and on the tree, as the kind of the fairy fire kind of starts to like dust down over it, you see a cat. But not just any cat. This cat is orange, like a very kind of bright orange colored fur. It's a very large cat. Maybe the size of like a small mountain cat. Not necessarily. I'm trying to think of the smaller, like, they've got the furry ears. Lynx,
Like a
yes.
Maine
Thank you, Justice. Yeah, about the size of a lynx. And it's sitting in the branch, kind of just staring at you and smiling at you.
Like Cheshire Cat smiling at us?
Exactly like Cheshire Cat smiling at you. And if you guys would all direct your attentions to Roll20, I will go ahead and share with you its appearance, because I am learning how to do... Did it show? I don't know if it works.
Not on our end. Nothing showed up.
I don't know how to show the players with this right. It might only because it's in my journal. I'll do all players. Save changes. Show to players. There you go.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Oh, that's so cool.
And that is sitting in the tree. And as you finish casting your fairy fire, it kind of materializes into existence. It looks directly at you, Vierna. Well, that was rude. It kind of starts looking around at all of you. Oh my, what do we have here this evening?
Can we all hear this?
Yeah, you can all hear it.
Like, is it speaking common?
Its lips aren't moving. And it takes you guys a couple seconds to realize you're hearing this kind of resonate in your heads. But it's resonating so clearly that it sounds like it's out loud, but the cat's mouth does not move. As it just sits there and just smiles.
Okay, I'm just gonna test and respond in my head. What the fuck was that?
Speak out loud next time, darling.
What the fuck is that?
Oh, that is me. And who are you?
Well...
it's just sitting on just kind of like lazily sitting on the tree branch, kind of paws are crossed over on the branch, and its kind of tail is just kind of flicking around behind it.
We are... You know, it's funny, we're still working on a name. But, we're well known.
Can I try to identify what the cat is?
Are you proficient in history?
No.
With you, is your background technically that of a Fey nature? I can't remember what it is technically. Then yes,
Yeah,
I'll let
okay.
you roll a history check. Alon, you can't because you're apparently in a trance.
Can I?
I also am proficient in history.
If you're
and-
proficient in history, you may roll a history check.
Okay.
Oh, I am too.
Nope. Nope. I've never seen this thing before in my life.
Well, you rolled it
I
twice.
I don't know
Roll
why.
it.
I don't know why it rolled twice.
Are
The
you
first
proficient
one
in
was
history,
was
Hoss?
a 4.
No, but
Is your character of Fey nature?
yes.
Not Underdark Fey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, then no.
Like Fey realm Fey.
Real Faye.
Yeah.
Real
It's
fair.
too bad
Whoa.
Alon's in a trance.
Okay.
So
I'm
yeah.
just curious. Hold on.
Just to see what you would get if you didn't decide to poutedly go to sleep right when we got to camp.
You hate to see it.
Really unfortunate.
That's gonna be your only good roll for the night. Too.
Yeah.
So, I'll look at the rolls again. No, none of you have any remotely close idea what this is.
Yeah, I
It's a
would.
cat, duh.
I would just say, well, I'm V. What's your name?
Oh, you couldn't pronounce my name, darling.
But you could.
Well then. And it lets out a long series of syllables that sound very almost musical and whimsical. Do any of you speak
hear it, Mark.
Sylvan? No, I'm not trying to replicate Sylvan.
I actually do.
Okay. Anybody else speak Sylvan?
I
I
do
do.
not.
I'm sleeping. Never mind.
You're sleeping. Yeah, just nip it, Mundungus.
So the name, as it translates across to common, is the Whispered One. But the rest of you just hear a long series of syllables that sound very kind of almost like musical notes, but it's unintelligible.
I'm gonna reply back in Sylvan and be like, "What brings a Fae here?"
Oh,
Did you know she sang op?
we
I
do
didn't
I'm not
know
gonna
she sang
say
opera.
anything.
interesting group here today, don't we? And then she looks right at you, Sever. What are you?
I'm of nobody of any consequence, so you can carry on your conversation with.
You look like what you are, but I can't really tell for sure. You've got an interesting story I want to hear about one of these days.
One of these days, I'm sure we will sit down and I will tell you all about it.
And what may I call the rest of you fine people? Adventurers, as you say?
Did you want a group name? Because we were kind of.
I was more thinking your individual names. I like to know the people who I speak with.
Oh. Okay.
Well, you're the cat that's sitting in the tree.
Yes, to put it in such brutish terms.
Who are
It's
you?
gonna- I'm just gonna tell the group their name roughly translates to the Whispered One.
Is it a god? I would
No.
say not.
I'm just gonna say it's a Fae.
Yes, indeed.
What are you doing so far south?
Adventuring.
Daring today, aren't we?
I'm not gonna lie, you make me a little nervous.
Oh, my apologies.
I hear your kids snoring.
Steve's pumped.
That's justice in his
That's
trance.
Alon. Yeah.
Or
Someone
Alon,
get-
excuse me.
Well, for those
Are
of you
you,
that did not speak of the Fae, you may call me Benedict,
Benedict.
as I'm
Benedict,
commonly
okay.
referred to in this dreary realm.
Are you alone?
We're all alone in our own way, aren't we? I'm not alone right now. I've got two fine people to keep me company, and its eyes suddenly like flit upwards into the sky. I'll be right back. And then pops out of it, just out of you completely.
What the fuck was that?
It's a denizen of the Fae realm. You ever been there? Kind of weird.
I
never
have
been.
not.
It's an incredibly weird place.
Did any of you happen to
This is
look
silly
up at all
place.
to see what the...
Oh yeah, I'm looking up.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm
Yes.
looking up.
It'll just, yeah, general perception. It's going to be super low DC because it's kind of out in the open, but. Poor Zelraxis.
I got that one good roll. It didn't matter.
You did. All right, so everybody except for Zelraxis sees it, but hold on, looking back at it. Ilo and Zephyr, you see much more specifically. So the cat kind of just popped out of existence on the branch, and as you look up, you see it pop up into existence again about 40, 50 feet up in the air as you see a small black bird kind of flying over, and it grabs the bird and then pops out.
I'd look back where he was sitting previously. Is he back on the tree?
Pops back in, and he is holding what looks like a crow in his mouth. Just same kind of contented position, and you guys all hear just, sorry, it was a little peckish. As he's just got this kind of bird dangling in his mouth. And Ilo and Zephyr, you notice that the bird has a little scroll tied around one of its feet. As the bird just kind of, the cat's just kind of sitting there, just starting to slowly munch on it.
Bandit's dead, send whiskey.
Can I? I'm gonna speak to it in Sylvan once again and be like, I noticed a scroll that messenger bird happened to have. Would you mind if I were to take that scroll?
I do suppose. If you have payment, and I could be paid in stories.
I
Collect
love
your
telling
wisdom.
stories.
Dazzle me with a
Don't
tale,
fucking tell me that.
and it shall be yours.
Hey V, it's a cat. It might like mice.
Yeah, I'm just gonna hold the guiding
hate
bolt
to
in my
see it.
hand. I'm not gonna cast it on him. I'm just gonna like ready it in my hand and kind of give him some side eye.
Oh, a feisty groove. I can tell there's no love lost
Just a
between
suggestion.
you.
You know, cat, mice.
Yeah, she did just shoot the one you were interested in
Did she now?
in the foot,
Oh my.
in with a crossbow at close range.
Well, tell me all about that. Seems intriguing.
To be
I
fair,
guess-
I want to make it very clear. I regret going to sleep.
Is this all?
I regret not going to sleep.
This is in common. This bit's happening in.
Yeah, everything is in common, yeah.
Is he
I'm
asking
gonna-
me for the story? Or
I was looking directly at you,
Ilo?
yes. It's intrigued.
I'm
I
gonna nudge Alon with my knee when she starts talking.
Is he
yeah,
nearby?
I shot him in the foot, and honestly, you know, he should be grateful because where I come from, with what he did, you do that to a Lothian cleric, and you die for it. You get sacrificed and or tortured first.
What
So
did
he
he
should really be
do?
grateful that all he got was a crossbow bolt in the foot.
Lothian cleric.
Well,
I
what
thought
was
you were,
his
I thought you were beyond
crime?
that. Aren't you like on a pilgrimage to become a better person? Aren't we beyond that?
I thought we were on pilgrimage to become better people.
Hey, Mert,
Yes.
can I use my last roll for the history on it when he kicks me and wakes me up?
Nope, that was just for funsies. You can roll if you want to, but it's a new roll. So I'll give you
Nat-
advantage
nat
on it
one
because you're like a true fae. I will give you advantage on it.
The
Oh, wait,
only
what?
true thing.
I am a true fae.
Well, like he's like
That
he's
technically
extra.
is.
Yeah, that's true.
He's extra fat.
Yeah, I'm extra fake.
I'll give you
I
advantage.
literally
I'll
am
give you a
fake.
pity advantage.
Don't need it. Unless
What,
that
you
was,
want me to
that
roll
was
it
with
again?
advantage.
No, I was giving Justice a pity advantage because he was dumb, want to go to bed.
Oh, that is what's okay.
Roll it again.
Rolled a, well, I rolled
No,
a 20.
that's
To
that's
see if you crit, then you can know a lot.
yeah, but isn't that
Oh.
what? Isn't
Well,
that?
No, I'm saying you had to do 2 new rolls. Like I'm letting you roll at advantage, so you have to roll 2 rolls.
Yeah, but that is with advantage. isn't
That
it?
is with it.
Yeah.
Oh fuck!
Yeah.
I forgot that it does that.
See, it says
Yeah.
2d20.
Yeah, I keep forgetting it does that shit. It bothers me.
Yeah, it bothers me.
You have indeed heard of this creature, Alon. The details on it are a little fuzzy. This is a very, very high DC. You barely met the minimum threshold to even know it exists. But it's referred to as a grinning cat.
could have figured that one out without the knowledge.
That's just what it's called. You've heard stories of them, kind of very vague stories. They're very well known as they appear to travelers on a frequent basis within the Fey realm. They like to collect stories and knowledge from what you're aware.
Would I know them as tricksters or genuine creatures?
That is unfortunately out of reach.
Well, I mean, if I heard stories about them, then I heard stories about them. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
is, like,
the stories were incredibly
negative
vague.
endings,
You've heard
or-
mixed reviews. Like you've heard some say that people were led astray. Some people say that they were very well guided through by these cats. It's very kind of hit and miss what you've heard, so you're really not 100% sure. And the stories are few and far between.
Mixed reviews, like an Amazon.
He's got a
like
Yelp.
They got a 3-star rating over
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
Yeah, like and subscribe on Yelp.
2.5.
So I'm gonna kind of keep my mouth shut and just kind of open my eyes and keep leaning against the tree and just watching for the moment.
I'm gonna bend down and converse quietly with Aelon. Like I don't recognize that. You have any
So-
idea?
so
I
why
know
did you
it's
shoot
Fey.
Well, at this point, I'm gonna look at you and be like, "It's a grinning cat. You never heard of it?"
Like she's an idiot.
You're like, duh.
To expand on it a little bit, Justice, I guess, since I was
Thank
kind
you,
of
please
very
give me
vague.
something.
It's so the stories that you've heard from negative aspects. It seems to be something that more so depends on how the creature is treated, from what you seem to understand. The people that you've heard like negative stories from are people that you don't really hold in high regard. They're people that have
So
just kind of
would I
generally
look
been.
at these creatures as powerful, or would I look at these creatures as just
not
unknown?
crazy, not like powerful, not like some kind of like fey god kind of type thing. It's a relatively common type of fey creature that's not exceptionally powerful, but does exhibit many of the magical abilities that creatures of
From
the fey
just
do.
Gathering all the context, it's more like it's good or bad, but it's all knowledge based. Like
Correct,
they can give
yeah.
you lies. Like they're not going to attack you, but they can completely lie to you, or they could be completely honest.
Correct. Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
very kind of dependent
it's
from
a-
what you've understood.
It's a
Okay.
Fey creature. They're all like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, fey creatures are very enamored with things
Like
of
me.
like this realm.
Now, would this cat be able to look at the people and tell fake creatures?
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, it
Because to
depends
be
on.
fair, there really is only.
Yeah, they would you would be instantly recognized as a fey creature just due to your nature. It's not like they can see through people. It's just very like what they've seen before. Like for Lee, like they can't tell what you are technically.
Well, yeah, they can't. Yeah, they don't have true sight, but I do.
Well, I was making sure it was,
exhibit.
if it's just visual, then it's just visual.
Yeah, it's mostly
Well,
just
yeah.
visual. It's not like an aura-based thing that they're using, unless they're trying to, but they're mostly just kind of vibing for the most part.
It's like appearance-wise, I do exhibit the same features that Aelon would.
Yeah.
So I respond to Nyla. Better let him know to be respectful.
It's going good so far.
So tell me,
Hopefully,
why'd you shoot him?
Well, he was rude to me.
Oh, just rude.
Well, he does it quite a lot, actually, but yes, just rude.
Feisty, I like that.
You see the nice hut that I summoned over there?
I do, it's excellent, but it's not going to protect you from the storm, I believe. It's a little small.
Oh no, that one will. That one's magical. It will protect us from the storm.
But can it fit all of you in there? It seems a bit small.
It is a tight squeeze, but we can tightly squeeze nine creatures in.
I
You're welcome to
suppose.
join us if you'd like to wait out the storm.
I'd rather not. It's interesting as you all seem. I have a different abode that I frequent. There's a little cabin not far up the road. It's much more spacious and there's a fireplace inside of it. It's very warm. You're more than welcome to accompany. I'd love to hear more of your stories, but I don't feel like cramming inside. That's when it looks like he smells, and he's looking over at Vagar.
That's fucked up.
Looks a little
In the
grungy.
lull of the conversation, I'm gonna respond in Sylvan, something along the lines of, "So what's brought you so far out of the Fae?"
Oh, nothing's really brought me out of the Fae. I like this realm. It's interesting people, interesting threads of destiny that I can follow. It's quite enjoyable.
I'm gonna continue and stuff and be like, "You're the only one in that."
Oh,
Because I promise you, I have been nothing but disappointed with everything out here.
oh, well, we're looking for different forms of entertainment, I suppose.
Maybe.
Is he responding in common or in Sylvan?
Yeah, I was-
Sylvan.
I'm in Sylvan.
Yeah, Sylvan just him.
Okay.
So like it's
Oh,
directed
oh.
towards
I was
him.
gonna
It's everybody can hear the Sylvan, but he's directing it towards.
I was
Well,
gonna
no,
say,
what they're
it's a
asking
very
is the
one-sided
cat responding
conversation.
to me.
Yeah, they're responding to
in
you
common,
in
yeah.
Sylvan.
Okay.
Okay.
Like I said, you're more than welcome
gonna-
to accompany me if you'd like. I'd love to hear more about your tales of adventure.
I'm also gonna speak in Sylvan and be like, this cabin. You said it's not far up the road.
And responding in common, yes, it's about 50 to 100 feet down the road. That's like a quarter mile. It's not
I say
far.
that's really close.
Yeah, so I was thinking about a quarter mile down the road. Not quite. It's a little clearing that leads off into a nice cabin. It's a little dusty. Got some cobwebs. They don't clean much, but
Who's
very
the
spacious.
closest to me,
Are there beds?
other than
There
I will.
are, and there's even a table and a nice fireplace that gives a great warmth.
Well, I vote we go.
Oh, and then he's like, "Oh, my apologies," and he drops the bird.
I'm gonna walk over and pick up the note.
I kind of lean over to Sever because he's going to be the closest one to, and kind of give him the warning about this is definitely one of those situations of give respect, get respect kind of thing.
All right.
No,
I'm
no.
good.
I just there's more of like not like me saying it to you because of something you're doing, or like just the general knowledge.
And I'll still just be like indifferent, be like, yeah, all right. Thanks for the heads up.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab the note and unroll it.
Please tell me. But beer.
Okay.
Bring
Whiskey,
alcohol.
bed
Send
instead.
whiskey, bandits dead.
Do you read it in your head or do you read it out loud?
I'm gonna read it to myself first.
Okay. So, the message, as stated, it's the message is it's sealed with a wax seal, but there's no like crest, there's no emblem, it's just wax. The outside of the letter, it says it's addressed to L hyphen
Like the letter?
yeah, like the letter L hyphen the Arvyr, spelled Arvyr.
Elvish sounding. Okay, I'll read the actual letter then.
Okay, as you crack it open, it's written in common, and it reads as, I have lost the eye, was taken by bandits, hired mercenaries to find it. They might have it, awaiting further instruction.
Sever was right.
I'm just gonna nod to myself, roll the letter back up, and tuck it in my cloak.
I don't let her get away with it. I kind of hit her like, hold it. Come here.
I'm just not at the right time, like privately.
Am I somehow unable to read it silently?
I mean, I guess I'll just hand it to him. Like,
So I read it.
what-
He goes, here,
And it's like-
no.
And it's like a little bit of joy, like you see over my face. Like I don't say anything just because, but the point is, like I'm smiling. I'm kind of cackle a little bit, and I hand it back.
then I'll tuck it in my cloak. Be like, so about this place you mentioned, what are you offering us? A place to hunker down for the night, or are you wanting some payment for that?
My only payments is stories. You seem like a rather interesting group of individuals. You can see looks on your faces. It's no love lost between you. It's intriguing.
I'm gonna turn around and address the group. Well, we have a safe place to stay for the night if wanted. Somebody's gonna have to give up a nice story, though.
Well, if you so choose, I must find myself a new snack, and I'll be awaiting for you. And as the
Just a quarter mile up the road,
yes,
right?
just a quarter mile up the road is a small clearing. I'll be waiting for you to see if you stroll by. And it kind of starts to materialize out of existence, leaving just the smile for about a second or two, and then
Right. Once he's
Where I've
gone,
seen
I'll,
this before.
yeah. Once he's actually gone, I'm gonna turn back to the group and go, he's Sever.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hold up the note and hand it over. Here you go.
Just gonna take it. Can you read it one more time, Merc?
yes, indeed, I can. And it's all short sentences, like there's a period separating everything. It's
Can you do it in the cat voice?
no, the cat's not idiot. I have lost the eye. Period. Was taken by bandits. Period. Hired mercenaries to find it. Period. They might have it. Period. Awaiting further instruction. It is not signed.
I'm just gonna scroll back up and hand it back to her.
I'm gonna grab
And I would like to hold my hand out as if to ask to see it myself.
Can I give her 5 as she's doing that?
I
Like she
kind of
holds her
point at
hand out and just-
Sever and like, you know, it's like the
Yeah,
wink.
yeah.
it. Guess I'll hand it to Vienna.
Oh,
Vienna would
Someone
read
want to
it.
just read it?
Yes.
it's more fun doing it. It'll
I'm
be
not
your
reading
turn
it.
soon,
That's
Zalraxis.
in
Calm
character.
down.
Like,
Yeah,
can
hold your-
somebody just
hold your-
fucking read the note?
Yes, I
It'll
am.
be your
I am
turn
about
soon.
to read it out loud. It reads, "I have lost the eye. Bandits took it. Hired mercenaries to find it. They might have it. Awaiting further instruction." And then she would roll it back up as tightly as it was and hand it back to Isla.
I bet you that's the fucking mayor,
Governor.
Governor.
governor, whatever.
You'll
It's all the
never
same.
get that.
Yeah, it's not signed.
I'd be like, actually, who has the previous note?
Oh,
Um,
Vienna.
I do.
Vienna, can I see that?
Yep. I would pull it out of my bag of holding and hand it to her.
Can I compare the writing?
You may, and you may give me an investigation check. Do not roll a nat 1.
It was
Already
written by
read it.
Sever!
Perfect.
That'll work.
The handwriting is identical.
Beautiful.
I'm just,
Now I gotta know
like,
what would the Nat one have done.
He probably would have
You've
tripped and
never
dropped it
read
in the
before.
fire.
I'd be like, this is the mayor's writing.
Governor.
Whatever.
I'd look to Sever and Aelon. See, we were right.
Look, we tried to tell him.
There's still a. Okay, so we still. I'm still on the track of. Who are they and what you know? So they want this shit. They want it. So, going into Black. So was this going into Blackrock? Do you think this bird
Yes.
was flying into Blackrock? Yeah. So
I would be willing
Can-
to guess.
Could I? We saw the direction that the bird was flying, right?
Yeah, it was for
Can
the
we-
two for you and Zephyr. You noticed that it was heading in the direction that you are yourselves heading.
And it was coming from the direction we were coming from.
Correct.
I'm gonna go. Best guess. It was coming from where we came from, and it's heading to where we're going. So I would assume Blackrock was its destination.
and if it's written by the governor, where else would it
You
be
know,
going, right?
the Og did say that there was the bronze dragonborn, and then the governor, when we were all drinking at the celebration afterwards, mentioned a bronze dragonborn that was one of the leaders of Blackrock.
See,
There you
and
go, put that baby down.
that's kind of what I was trying to say last time. So everybody looked at me like I was fucking insane.
No. Not everybody.
Some people looked at me like I was insane. All right, so like I'm something's not adding up here. I'm honestly convinced that if we walk into Blackrock, you better be ready for a fight.
I'm ready for a fight.
Cool. Yeah, we can definitely assume that something's going on there. And I would assume that there's no mention of description of us or anything with this. So I think our best strength right now is the fact that we aren't identified. We're just a regular group of mercenaries. I think the moment that we start poking our nose around in, that's when we need to watch out.
That's assuming that there wasn't
Well-
other letters sent. I mean, he could have sent a letter when we first got there, like sent some mercenaries out to go get it. It's a group of and given descriptions, and then he didn't feel the need to describe us in this one.
He probably didn't feel the need to describe us in the first place. I don't.
Maybe not.
Well, the cat
did-
keeps asking for stories. I wonder if it has any stories of its own.
As long as we have
Perhaps
stories to
what's in
bargain with it.
Blackrock.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean,
how hard
I
is it to
mean-
come up with a story? Am I
I
right?
mean, I'm gonna
yeah, we could
I'm
have
gonna
V
completely
giving
You
up
would
suggest-
kind of roll
the
our eyes and look at
performance.
them.
I'm gonna completely suggest that we don't make up a story. Give it something true.
Well, I mean, it's all going to depend on what kind of story he asks for.
Anything.
He didn't say it had to be a true story.
I
mean, he does.
mean,
seem
it's a fake
little-
it's a fake creature. They're
So you're gonna have to clue me in a little bit. I'm a snake. I don't really deal. So like, what does that mean exactly?
it comes from the realm of the Fae, which is not the material plane. It's a different plane.
Okay, so he's got like what? Like what can he do?
I can't say for particular without being able to research it. I've never had a reason to research it, but I can tell you that generally Fae creatures do have myriads of abilities. He might be able to identify lies.
Do you
Usually,
think
with creatures, you're gonna get what you give. If you want something true, then give them something true.
I'm fine with telling.
What the fuck was that? Did you just drop a child?
That would be unfortunate. I'm assuming not by the look of disgust.
I don't know. That looked kind of.
She name mugged you.
that happens
the
pretty
kid
frequently,
fell out of
so
his
it's like
bed.
a 50-50.
Uh-oh.
Oh no, the camera fizzled out.
Another
We've
one.
lost another. Fire the cannon.
Rip the dream, dude.
I am going to point out, though, if we want to accept his invitation, though, we should probably go.
Well, I don't know much about fake creatures. Is it possible that we're walking into a trap?
I mean, there's always a possibility, but
Well, right. In your experience or anyone else's
I would-
experience with fake creatures?
personally, I wouldn't say it's a trap as long as, we're up front. We're not trying to hide stuff. We don't have to tell him everything. That's not what he's asking for, but don't walk in there, with animosity or planning on lying.
He would kind of... Zelrax would kind of turn, look back to Vagar. Vagar finally fell asleep, too, after not sleeping for pretty much 2 days. Do we want to maybe keep some people back here with him and another group go up to the cabin? Because I don't think waking him up right now is going to be the best thing for us.
I mean, if we want to risk splitting the group,
I would speak up and be like, I don't feel comfortable leaving him here alone.
Me either.
well, if you two
And,
want to stay back, then I know myself. I'm willing to go. I have a feeling Aelin's willing to go.
I can stay back too.
I mean, I'm worried about this storm coming in.
You guys start to hear some thunder in the distance, kind of just kind of crashing.
I think Vagar would be appreciative if we, woke him up so that he wasn't getting thundered on.
Well, if we're waking him up, then there's no reason for us to
Yeah.
stick back. We can just
Yeah, we can all
Go.
go then.
Because if we don't wake him up, obviously the storm is probably going to wake him up. So
let's.
Yeah, Vienna would just march over to Vagar. Vagar! And she'd tap him on the shoulder. Vagar!
What?
Vagar, there's a bad storm rolling in. We're moving out. There's a cabin about a half a mile up the road.
He'd like take the pillow that was kind of over his head and whatnot and looks up at her. I lived in the mountains.
Do you want to sleep in the storm or do you want to sleep with the roof over your head?
As you guys see kind of a flash of lighting off in the distance, followed a couple seconds later by the low rumble of just another thunder wave.
He would get up, kind of just looking beat, like dead, exhausted, you know, getting up.
Then,
Why are you waking me?
There's a bad storm coming in, and there's a cabin about a half mile up the road that we can stay in. Has beds, a nice fire, and a roof.
Okay.
All right.
Vierna, real quick, when you read the note, did you read off who it was addressed to, or did you just read the contents of the note?
No, I did not read off the name of the person it was addressed to.
Just making sure.
I remember it's like Elvir or something.
L period. Alver. Something like that.
Yeah, I was just asking if it was like mentioned out loud at all. I was just curious. I wasn't sure if I missed it or not.
I don't think it was mentioned out loud. I don't think. Alright. And then I guess we're moving. Are you sure you don't want to stay here, Vagar? Because I'll gladly stay here with you.
Let's go. Time's running out. I don't want to get wet.
I would get
Like,
yeah.
who's around Vagar? So it's V.
I'm sort of
else?
close. Yeah.
I would've moved.
You just hear him murmur under his voice. Fuck these people.
Which is
As
fair.
he's like dumping the leaves out of his little makeshift pillow, like.
Vagar, do you need me to carry anything for you?
No.
Merc,
Yeah.
I have a question for you on
That
an
is me.
OOC question, kind of.
Yes.
If I was to let Vagar try and ride on Eddie, would he be so heavy Eddie couldn't even do it, or would it essentially be Eddie's rolling like a strength saving
Over a
throw
short
over
distance,
and
it would
over
be
again?
fine.
Okay, Vagar, you can get in the cart. Eddie can bring you to the thing. You can start to sleep in the cart. We'll wake you up when we get there, or at least relax in the
Just
cart.
like a toddler.
So how big's the cart?
I mean, it's big enough that I can stand in the back of it and move around a little bit. Both Sever and I can stand in the back of it, and then there's a bench seat on the front that fits too.
Yeah. Mercury, I guess it's a question. Can I roll like I don't know what kind of check it would be, but a check to see if I break the cart, or like not break it, destroy it, but like where we're like wobbling along.
I think it's tilted.
We could roll just a general D20 for Eddie, I guess, just to see if it breaks it. That'd have to be a very high DC to break it.
I
but-
was also going to cast
a pretty solid
Bless on Eddie in case it was like a strength saving throw.
Yeah. that'll work.
Guess what? All right.
Cast Bless on him.
Okay, yeah, you can roll the. We'll take Eddie and the cart as like the same stat block, so you can go and roll a strength save for Eddie / the cart, and add the 1d. Was it 1d4 for Bless? Yeah, it's not a very hard DC. It's a pretty well built cart. You can just that thing is built fucking sturdy.
Specifically, 22. 21.
I like how you rolled it twice. What's the 1d4?
Yeah,
The 1d4 was from the
bless.
Bless.
Oh.
Or bless.
Yeah, no, that cart's you get kind of a protesting groan out of Eddie, like a as he kind of just,
Wait, he's a donkey?
Say that again.
Yeah, he's a donkey.
I didn't know that.
yeah. I don't think we need to say it again.
Don't worry.
That's
That's
that.
We'll get it in
hear
the
that
short.
noise.
It's fine.
We'll get it in post.
Like Vagar looks
That's
over.
it's a new
It's a
clip.
donkey, right?
Yeah, it's a donkey.
Looks over
is,
at
yeah.
the donkey. Is it okay?
He looks younger than I've ever seen him.
Okay.
More virality than I've ever seen in that man.
You just see Vagar like feet back,
So
bam, in the back of the cart.
real quick before we cast off and we go up to this place, just if somebody else would mind doing the stories, that'd be pretty good. I would be appreciative if we could do that.
I don't
I could
mind
pull
telling a
out.
story.
Like you
I
all
could
got.
pull out one that I know that would probably earn us quite a bit.
All right, perfect.
All right, so you guys set off?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. You guys head off down the road. You pass the gnomes who have set up camp and have a little tent situation going on.
And we're there.
What's the roll for? Oh. Yeah, so it takes about 5 minutes or so for you guys to get the half mile down the road. Pretty good pace. It's not too terribly far, probably a little under a half mile. And then you see kind of an area where you can see like a little path kind of leading off into the trees. It's about probably 10 feet wide. That kind of trails off into the trees and sitting on the branch, just sitting there waiting. It's the cat.
As we clear the corner and see him, what kind of snack did you get?
Squirrel.
We
Nice
we
and
were
fat
actually
one.
about to cook up some squirrel. Did we
Oh.
bring those, Zephia?
Sure did.
Perfect.
To make an
We have some-
excellent snack. A little gamey for my taste, but not bad.
Oh well, we also got that chicken. We could
Ooh,
probably,
it's
probably make a
nice,
nice little roast chicken.
Hmm.
Maybe we could get Elon to pulverize the squirrel until it's like ground meat.
Okay, hey, you know, I know we'd love to sit here and chat, but we gotta. The storm's coming.
As you guys start to get out of the pitter patter of the small raindrops, kind of start.
Oh yeah, I would walk around and tap Vigor. We're here, buddy.
Okay. Kind of pulls himself up out of the back of the cart.
The path will fit the cart barely, but it'll fit it. It's about 10 feet wide.
Okay, perfect.
I'm gonna start walking down the path towards the cabin.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd get the cart as close as possible, leading Eddie on foot to the house, and then have Vigor do whatever he wants to do.
As you guys kind of start walking down the path, so the trees kind of start to thin out a little bit. The foliage isn't as dense down here. It's a lot of the trees kind of look not necessarily stripped, but they don't have as many leaves on them, looking a little bit more bare as you kind of get farther in. And as you guys arrive farther down the path, let me.
Oh, it's so cute.
I'll drag your guys' tokens on.
Is that fireplace made out of guts and bones?
I
No,
think that's a bed.
Oh, it is the
it's
bed.
just small
It is the
rocks.
bed.
Oh no, that's the only thing I could find for a bed. There's not actually any bones on it.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
I'm just dragging all you guys'
I mean,
tokens on.
I'm not
You
one
guys
to
can move
judge
them.
somebody's
I
aesthetic.
dragged my own.
Okay, gotcha.
You're good.
You got one for the horse?
Yeah.
Look at he's a donkey.
I forgot to put him on the map earlier, but yeah. So you guys kind of roll down the path, and you see this kind of like abandoned-looking stone cottage. It looks a little bit run down. Doesn't look like it's been like properly lived in for quite some time. But it looks very sturdy built. There's not really any holes or gaps in the wall. There's a couple maybe stones that are missing out of one of the corners, but overall it looks relatively well sturdy.
I'm gonna go ahead and step inside.
Okay, as you step inside,
Get out of the
you'll notice that there is, like you were previously told, there's quite a lot of cobwebs around. It just looks not like anything like malicious, I guess, not like large spiders, but just kind of general, hasn't been used in a while properly kind of vibe to it.
Sure.
Speaking of vibing, he's big vibing.
Big head.
As we're walking, I kind of look over at V. Whose house is this?
His name was something along the lines of like, ah.
Pretty close.
What? Kind of looks back. And then like I look like kind of like comes to when I hear the weird name, like, what? I look at the house. Do I see any signs of like, insignias or signage or anything?
Perception check.
It's gonna be the last one bringing up the rear.
No, you don't really notice anything that sticks out. It just most kind of looks like a house. There's not really any particular signage or anything that would give any kind of indication as to maybe who had lived here previously. It's mostly just kind of like a ramshackle stone hut.
So as we're walking up, would it appear that there's any sort of like magical anything around the house?
You could,
Like just
you have
to
the,
the
you can
naked
detect
eye?
magic. I don't know if you have that. I think it's Sever that has. I don't know if you actually have it, but it's to the naked eye, and magical effects wouldn't typically be visible like that,
Okay.
unless it was something like super big and obvious. But
I mean, yeah. I was just let me know if you need it done, bro. I got you. Finger guns.
Finger guns.
finger guns.
On the inside, is the furniture solid or?
The table you're standing at, it looks like it's a broken table. Looks like it might have had something fall on it at one point. It's kind of cracked and split down the middle. But there is some smaller end tables that you could easily put together, as well as the main bedroom does have a large bed. This is the only, apparently, bed fucking asset that I had that I could use for it, so that's what we use for it. Looks relatively dusty. It looks like it was a pretty nice quality bed at one point, but it does look quite musty in its appearance, as well as there's a smaller twin bed that would sit along this wall. So there's bed enough for quite a few people, as well as there's numerous rugs that are kind of stowed away in this back corner here where the cobwebs at.
Just gonna walk around quickly while everybody's shuffling in, and I'm gonna like use mending on the table and prestidigitation on things, kind of clean them up a little bit.
Okay, yeah, you're able to repair the large table relatively easily, as well as you managed to find a chair that looks like it was splintered in pieces as well that you're able to pull up and mend together, as well as the prestidigitation does a good job of cleaning up all the kind of the grime, the unkeptness of it, the cobwebs, the dust, the must that's in there as well. So it's managed to bring it back to a pretty livable state, albeit a little dark and cold, but.
Alright, so is everybody moving their tokens inside?
Yes. I would start to walk towards the house. And, is the fire already going?
No. It's unlit, but there
Is
is logs in it. The logs are were covered in dust, but they're not covered in dust anymore. The logs look a little bit old. Looks like there's a bit of mildew and mold on them. But for those of you walking up, you would have noticed that there is a pile of logs behind the shed.
Okay.
Or the
I would
cabin.
I would like turn to Zalraxis. Can you get that for us?
Yeah.
I'll get the
and
logs
then-
I saw outside. Yeah.
Well,
And
I would
then-
try casting firebolt on the fireplace first to see if those catch. If they don't, then
Yeah, they do catch. And after about 30 seconds, they start smoking pretty heavily because they're moldy wood. And you're just getting like it's not affecting you guys too much because it is a chimney, but you start kind of seeing plumes and billows of white smoke piling up from the logs as it starts to kind of billow up towards, and some of it kind of trails out, and you kind of get that burny, musty smell of burning wet wood.
Okay. And then I would look around the cabin until I found the bed, and look towards Vagar and kind of point him towards the bed. I think it's in there, in that room.
you're muted.
What are we doing here? Just shelter?
Yeah, just
Yeah.
for shelter for the night because there's a bad storm coming in.
Yeah, you're good. Go sleep.
Who do you guys know?
And as you guys
Oh,
are talking, the grinning cat reappears above the mantle of the fireplace and just kind of pops back into existence again. Just, well,
As he
hello.
does. As he does that, she's gonna go, him. We know him.
Did you say pussy?
Who is that?
That's
He did.
I.
He did.
Hello to you. You're very large, aren't you? Brutish.
Hey. Can you guys hear this, puss?
Yeah, we can all
Yeah.
hear.
My name is Benedict, as you may call me.
Oh, yeah.
You told him to come here?
Oh, yes.
Like looking around to the group, like
I
Yeah,
invited
yeah.
them here.
He
he's
stopped
like
by.
talking cat,
Well, he's
told
from the
you.
He's from the Fey realm.
and like you just see like clueless, like what?
Oh, okay. So there's like there's the Fey realm, and that's kind of like
The place where the real elves come from.
nope, not that at all. So there's this realm. We're gonna start with this one because this one's easy. The land we're on, the world we live in, that's this realm. But then there is the Fey realm, which is kind of like this world, but everything's a little bit more like if you were on acid.
Yes, our rivers go upside down sometimes.
Right.
Uh,
That's where Ilo and Alon are from.
If you ever visit, just
Oh,
don't
great.
eat
You
the
had to
pink
do that one
spotted
after that
mushrooms.
comment?
Oh my god. Yeah, they're from that realm, you know.
It's a whole. Not everyone there is on acid.
oh.
Just like the plants are more vibrant and everything's just a bit weird.
I kind of look
Kinda
over
like-
at Vagar and be like, everything is more magical.
Sir, are you inside? I need you to update your token, please.
I agree.
But
So does
I
My
that
agree.
unless
immersion.
Effie's not coming
Fuck
inside.
RP check.
But as V's saying that about the plants, and I kind of like awkwardly look back over the cat, like, are you real?
oh, yes, I am. And he kind of pops out and then reappears on top of your head. Just paws crossed. I can see so much from up here. This is an excellent
Like
view.
not moving, just like.
It's okay.
Kind of starts
it's okay.
making biscuits on the top of your head. This is
Oh god.
quite muscular. This
He's
is-
not gonna hurt you, Benedict. Vagar's very tired and a little jumpy.
Oh, my apologies. And kind of like pats you and then back on top of the mantle.
I don't think I can sleep now.
I think it'll be fine. The bed's in there.
Do you have any drugs?
I can put you to sleep.
Okay.
Okay, perfect.
Permanently.
Just goes to the just goes to the bed like lays down.
It's
Yeah,
a pretty comfortable bed, by the way. It's probably one of the more comfortable sleeping arrangements you have personally ever had, Vagar.
I'm gonna cast sleep on him and hope that by the time the 10 minutes is up, he's just deep enough asleep he doesn't wake back up.
Wait a minute, you mean we could have done this 2 sessions ago and you could have knocked his ass out?
Now you think
Yes,
of it.
but I thought of it then, but he was so grumpy, I thought he would fight me on it, and he's been rolling hot because he visited dndnat20.com. Kind of like when I tried to calm everyone's emotion. Anyways, yeah, I'm just gonna. Are you comfortable, Vagar?
He's just like laying flat, planking.
You
No.
look. You look great. I'm gonna like pull the covers like a mom style. Pull the covers up and kind of
least I
tuck
got
them in
chicken.
like a little mummy. Okay. Just try and relax. All right.
He pulls out one of those like little throwing knives or daggers he got from Daisy and just kind of sets it on his chest like.
Yep. Okay.
around.
That's all right. And then
Hey V, can you maybe make a little like dancing light thing with Daisy?
No.
no, he said no. We have a plan. I appreciate it though. That's a good thought, but
And
not right now.
Vagar just like closes his eyes to where it just looks so uncomfortable. He's just like.
Yeah, and she just lays her hand on his forehead softly, and then in Undercommon she would just say the enchantment and put him to sleep.
For my immersion, can you please say the enchantment?
Yes, hold on, un momento.
So she actually
por
looked it up,
favor.
I'm pretty sure.
It's an actual word. Or like. Okay, I didn't know that. I thought.
It is. Oh, wait. Here's my thing.
Well, she's looking that up. What are the rest of you guys doing?
I'm standing where my token is. Not
I'm gonna
doing-
be-
not doing anything.
I'm gonna pull the note back out.
Standing over there.
And I'm gonna kind of go over it again, looking at both sides of the parchment.
Is the fire going?
Yeah, fire's going.
I'm at the fire.
Yes. So she would have her hand on her head, and she would be softly, almost whispering, going from kind of a normal tone all the way down to almost inconceivable how quiet it is, saying Vidri over and over and over again, starting
And you just see him like.
Vidri. Vidri. And then you'll like fall
Ow.
asleep. Yeah. All right, once I hear the first snore, I'm just gonna quietly sneak out like you do after you've laid down a newborn. Praying that you don't find the crack in, or the creaky wood in the floor. Dip out. Shut the door behind me.
Okay, Beggar is now off to slumber.
Thank God. Get him some good rest.
That's toxic.
All right, so that's probably, it's probably about 7, about 7 o'clock-ish in the evening at this point. Sun's kind of gone over, getting close to 7:30-ish.
So I'm gonna be looking at the letter, like back and forth between both of them,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm gonna notice the name, and then I'm gonna talk to the grinning
Benedict?
cat,
Okay.
and I'm gonna be like, "Have you been in this region long?"
Oh, hundreds of years.
You know, there's a name here, and you wouldn't happen to know who that is, would you?
Are you talking about
Heard of
the
them before?
RVer?
Seen them? Yeah.
Ooh, that's nasty, infernal speech. I don't know that. Ugh. Never really my taste.
Wait, it's infernal?
Is that
Souraxis?
spoken in common? Yeah, is that in common? Like, would I hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's now that he's asking it out loud, you would hear it. And you, as someone that speaks infernal, would know that that translates in common to the order.
Ilo, I can take a look at it. I speak
Oh.
infernal.
Always gotta touch it.
Hand the note over.
He's got it.
Well, I don't
He's
know
got
what
a
it says.
touch.
Well, he's got it.
So
No,
I
you
grab
do.
it
I
and
read it to you.
not the name.
No, but
no,
Isla
we-
just asked about it out
We
loud.
said it out loud.
Oh. Never mind. I don't need the fucking note.
Well, it's possible he could have mispronounced it, too. So I would say it'd probably better for you to actually look at it and read it.
Yeah, take
Okay.
a look at it.
I would take a look at it, read it, and say,
Gotta touch it.
yeah, that says the order.
The
Or I guess that would
The
be the
order.
closest translation. And I would hand it back to Ilo.
I guess second question. Have you ever heard of the Order?
There's been many orders in the centuries I've been around. Be a little more specific.
How about one that's recent?
Recent was the Order of the Salesman. What springs to mind?
How about one in Blackrock?
Blackrock? I'm not sure. I haven't been there in quite some time. It's been a few years, actually, since I've consistently been around anyways. I don't really keep too much to the dealings of the common folk of Blackrock.
Fair enough.
I think if you were to pay attention to this order, you might get some very nice stories out of it.
Is that what this was destined? Was this for Blackrock?
I believe so. I don't have proof of that, but
I might have to keep my paws to the ground then. Now, which one of you is going to dazzle me with a story? Ken just kind of
just look
glances
at-
around the room at all you.
Or just look at Ilo. It's your big moment.
You're looking at him from in the bedroom next to Vagar?
Get checked.
fucking RP check.
I'm just gonna.
So Zethia didn't even come in the fucking house. So I mean,
It's true.
I'm just gonna
She's
go
probably
all
on
way
the
out there
roof.
to the woods.
Probably.
Hate that for her.
It is raining at this point, so just so you are aware, Zethia.
I'm just making sure that the cart puller is well situated.
There's a long
Cart
lead,
puller.
The cart puller.
like sitting right at the foot underneath the bench on the front of the cart that I
Yeah.
normally use. You'd have seen it.
There's
It
pretty
was
decent,
sliced.
like, grass in the area for me to graze.
Alright, well. I pull a story from a not so distant past, but not recent either. It's a story about a pair of siblings who grew up in a big city.
Interesting. Do tell.
They were
I'll look at her.
I just shrugged. They were different from other people. The normal people. They weren't the same as everybody else.
Oh, how vague.
Yeah, it is a little vague. But I should say that one of the two was relentlessly bullied and attacked for being different. And one day it went wrong. The bullying went a little too far and gravely injured one of them.
Ooh, a twist.
And the other one, the other twin, took it upon themselves to defend their sibling and took the brunt of the crowd's ire. With no hostility himself, just selflessness. And from that day forward, something changed in the siblings, where they may have been different from everybody else, but the one who was always bullied ended up sealing away a part of themselves. And I think that's enough of the story for this.
It's acceptable. I love a story with a twist. A change of destiny. Makes for good long term, am I right? Well, I suppose I should probably let you all get some rest. Looks like you're very tired, and kind of glances towards the door over by where Vagar is soundly sleeping and probably snoring a little bit, I would imagine.
Here.
I'm not the one snoring.
Let's see the drool dripping out of his out of the side of his mouth. My immersion.
My immersion.
All right,
Does
perfect.
anybody-
To bed it is.
Excellent.
I love that idea.
I'll check all with you in the morning before you head out. Ta-ta. And kind of just dissolves off into...
I'm gonna go grab one of the... You said the leather rugs or whatever they are, the fur rugs.
Yeah, they're not leather. They're like kind of like a wool rug.
I'll go grab one of those and lay it down for a bed.
They're like shag, so they're actually relatively comfortable. There's 3 or 4 of them.
Would there be any bedding material, pillows, blankets, sheets, bedroll, anything like that in the cart?
Yeah, your cart?
Yes.
Oh
we
yeah,
have
there'd
our
be
own
something.
bedrolls,
Yeah,
don't we? I
yeah,
was
you
just
guys would
gonna roll
have
my own out.
relatively like solid bedrolls.
Yeah, I'm just gonna
Okay,
roll my own out.
Yeah, you guys have been living relatively nomadically, so you guys should have a pretty good setup.
Okay. Yeah, I'd
I'm just
get
gonna
mine.
look over at Isla and be like, "Well done, thank you."
So, Ilo, do we get to know which twin was which?
I never said it was me.
No, but it's implied. Unless twins just come pre-downloaded with other twin stories.
There's... You don't need to show Twitch your butt. Not that down bad. Plain out cat butt in the webcam.
There's a market for everything.
I hope there's no market for that.
For everything.
No, it's been a long day. We should get some rest.
I am going to try and eat something actually. So I'm gonna go out to the cart once again, get my pot and stuff, see if I can see Zephia and ask her where the squirrels are.
She's inside now.
Oh, she is. Perfect.
Yep.
Do you guys
well,
not look at the map?
No,
Just curious.
literally never.
Okay.
Literally never. I
Okay.
have D&D Beyond open as my main thing.
Just asking.
I
For a
only
friend.
look at it when someone goes, "Why haven't you moved your token
But that
yet?"
is also why we have on Extremit too. Easy access. Yeah, so yeah, you're able to go get all the materials you have and some of the leftovers materials that you have from the last night's rest and make another pretty good stew. Not quite as good as it was last time since you're missing a lot of the seasoning and expertise of the small gnomes who you left out in the rain.
Fuck them gnomes.
I didn't even think about them, to be honest.
Not even a thought.
Rip.
With any luck, they'll get swept away.
All right.
So
for the sake of continuity, if you guys don't have anything else specifically you want to do or talk about here, we can just, skip kind of forward and just hop right into the assumption that you guys are eating and heading off to bed.
Skip.
Yeah. So say it's about 8 o'clock right now. By the time you guys everyone gets, the food cooked, everyone's eating. It's probably about 9:30ish. So, yeah, then you guys can.
Wait, hold on. Quick question. Do we need a lookout?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
who's
Do we
going to
need
want to
to
do?
doing that?
I'll
Does
do
the
it.
door lock?
I'm
It
gonna.
does have a kind of a bar latch. It's not a very sturdy, but it's got one of those bars that'll go over the back that keeps it from being opened.
I'm just gonna cast alarm.
I'm gonna
Ish.
stay up anyways. I'll stay up for a first watch.
What's the
I only
alarm?
need
radius?
trance for 4 hours, so.
Alarm radius.
Yeah, so are you casting it in a large area, or are you casting on something specifically? Because it
I
can
think
be like a cubic box area, like if anything is inside of it or anything breaks the plane.
It's basically like a 20 feet box around the front door.
Okay, gotcha. So you're putting it around the front door. You can actually put a physical box on the front door if you want. Like, I get what you're saying, but if you
Like,
wanted to, you could. But
It'll cover the door and the window next to it.
so basically, if anything enters through the door through those front windows, the alarm would trigger.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stay up for the first 4 hours of everyone resting, and then trance the second half. So.
Okay.
Isla, would you tell anybody that you're putting an alarm on those?
Yeah, I mean, it's not like I'm hiding the cast.
Okay. Well, like, more so, like, would we know that you're casting an alarm on the door and window? Like,
I mean, I'm
if you were to
sure-
go outside type of thing. You know what I mean?
It won't set it off. I could designate people to not set it off.
Oh, okay.
So you're getting like
basically-
whitelisted for it, more or less.
Yeah, basically, anyone in our group wouldn't set it off.
Cool. So yeah, as you guys all kind of get ready to have to slumber, it's about 9:30, 10 p.m. by the time everybody actually fully gets to sleep. So that way everybody is fire's kind of still going. I'm assuming you probably keep the fire going throughout the night as well, Vierna.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, so plenty of wood. Like I said, there's plenty of wood around for you to keep the fire going. Everybody's off asleep in their own individual corners and dreaming off or drifting off to a nice, comfortable rest, considering the last couple of days that you have had. So if you're in for your watch, could you roll me a 1d20?
Could I also stay awake for the first 2 hours so that I can still get a long rest? So probably go to bed around midnight.
Yeah, that's fine.
Do you want me to also roll
Yeah, you can roll perception.
16.
perception or a d20?
Sorry, yeah, d20.
Okay.
Or well, I guess no, it is a perception check actually, technically. So Vierna, add your proficiency modifier for perception. I spaced.
Okay, 23.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, so for the first 2 hours of the watch, there's not really anything really to report. You're hearing a lot of you hear the storm going overhead, so you're realizing that it was probably a good idea. It doesn't sound like a horribly nasty storm, but it would have been very uncomfortable for you to be out in it or all crammed into that small space with it going on. So you hear kind of the gentle pitter patter of it. You hear some scurrying around off into the forest as some of the animals are trying to seek a little bit deeper into the woods to get shelter. But the first 2 hours go by without any event.
All right. She would say goodnight to Zalraxis and use whatever poker she had to try and, or a piece of wood to try and keep the fire nice and flared up.
Okay. So as the second,
I'll take the next once he goes.
once Vierna's going to bed, or once, or you're talking about the second half of the watch rest for the last 4 hours?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. So going into the last 2 hours of the watch, the first like 30, 45 minutes or so after Zalraxis goes to bed, same thing, all kind of peaceful. You're kind of just off in your own little world, thinking about the past day's events, thinking about your longtime companion lying to you repeatedly over and over and over again. Or just the one couple times. But kind of starting to think a little bit more about some of the events that have gone on, you know, the difference in the healing that, you know, you've seen, witnessing, trying to work on kind of where you want to go on your own personal quest. And then about an hour later, so there's an hour left in your watch, hours pass and Silveraxis has gone to bed, you get a really kind of cold feeling on the back of your neck. Like you get all of a sudden very chilled.
Okay. Is it the same feeling as when I grabbed the orb?
It is not.
Okay. She'll kind of turn to look and see if there's anything behind her.
Roll me an additional perception check, please.
How close is this for when I wake up? Because I have.
It's about an hour before.
24.
Okay. So we'll get to that in a second.
He was not expecting you to win that rule.
No. I was prepared for it if it happened. I'm just changing the music.
I changed my mind. I'm staying in trance.
Silveraxis.
Yeah.
As you drift off to sleep. Normally, you've dreamt quite often. You know, it's relatively normal. You've had your fair share of bad dreams. You know, they come and they go. They're short and they're bursty, and you wake up from them feeling normal. As you drift off to sleep, what you find yourself in is more of an eternal nightmare. You start off kind of with a dream that you've had previously in the past, before, you know. You were young, you know, you were having a nice evening meal with your parents, you know. It's a good memory, a good dream. And then it quickly changes. As you're sitting at this table, having a meal with your family, you know, laughing, talking, the room starts to morph, and the roof kind of starts to dissipate and kind of get sucked back into an endless black void as you're sitting there. And your parents, and you look around and you look back and your parents are gone. And what you're left with is you're sitting in the remnants of your destroyed house. There's rubble, the walls have crumbled, everything is on fire. And as you kind of start to look around a little bit more in this dream state, you're suddenly taken back to the night that changed your life forever. You've got the screams. You hear the screams of terror off in the background. As you're looking into the sky, there's plumes of black smoke and red on the horizon from distant flickering flames. And as you're kind of sitting there, what would you like to do? You just kind of look around. You're your younger self.
Just to be clear, I'm fully asleep right now.
You're fully asleep. You're in a deep. Yeah, this is your dream, your nightmare. That it feels different. It doesn't feel. It's like a lucid dream, but a nightmare.
Okay, so, and I would be in the house. Everything's kind of like burning, and you know whatever. House is destroyed. Are my parents there when I look around?
They're no longer there.
Okay, I would go to the place if I like everything was familiar. I would go to the place where I found their bodies.
You return to that place and you see exactly as you've seen before, and as you've had in many nightmares before, but not in nearly such detail. The mutilated bodies of both of your dead parents lying on the floor, surrounded by carnage, smoke, townspeople running, creatures off in the distance chasing them and cackling. And just that overwhelming fear of dread.
I would look around to see if I recognized anybody in that area.
As you look around, you don't see any recognizable faces, but you see in more detail the things you have tried so hard to recall but couldn't. The creatures running around in the background that previously were just shapes, blobs, no significant detail, you're now able to see as various goblins and kobolds running around, wielding various primitive and rustic weapons, you know, axes and swords, not well kept, but seeming to revel in the carnage. You see your neighbor running down the street as an axe is being embedded in the back of their skull. A cackling goblin wrenching it from her skull with a sickening squelch and a sickening crunch. And then the goblin turns to look at you. And it charges at you.
would get up and run away.
You know those dreams where you try to run away, but you just can't? As you start to run away, your legs, they won't work. You're trying to figure out if you're stuck, and you're looking around trying to grasp for anything you can grab onto. As you look up, you see an axe coming at your face. Black. And you wake up again, and you don't wake up, sorry, excuse me. It repeats. Your eyes open, and you're once again sitting at the table with your parents, enjoying a nice meal.
I would get up and walk out of the door, or out of the house.
Okay. Your parents look at you as you start to turn. Previously, where their faces were jovial and, laughing. It was a good memory. They're now staring at you deadpan. And they say in unison as they look at you, "You can't leave. You can't run from what's happened."
Chills.
And as you're watching it, the walls, again, start to kind of crumble away into a black void as you see the skin start to melt off of their faces, leaving just simple skeletons that eventually crumble into dust at your feet. And while all this is happening, Vierna, you get that chill, that inert feeling that something's not right. And as you're kind of glancing around, you're looking around, trying to find the source of it, you see Zalraxis kind of like turning and twisting, face contorting in various reflections of pain, but not a physical pain, like a deep emotional pain as he's trying to fight whatever's going through. And you see kind of his body kind of like arch and tilt up as if being acted on by some kind of force drawing it up. Not levitating, but just kind of as if his back was arched. But you don't see anything.
Okay. I would like to cast Detect Magic.
Okay. So as you cast Detect Magic, your eyes, if people were watching, which they're not, your eyes would kind of shut and they would open off to kind of like a dull purplish glow. Like a very light purple as you're kind of starting to stare around the room looking for any detection of magic. You see the various items that were described previously as Sever had used this spell on the previous day, glowing with various hints of magical energy. But as you're looking over
mainly looking at Zalraxis to see if there's something magical that is like affecting him.
You don't see anything magical affecting him, no. You get the faint light green glow of the item that he wears around his neck, but that is it.
Okay. And he's being like pulled off the ground, like his chest is being pulled off the ground.
I would imagine something like
somebody having kind of like a demonic seizure, kind of like where they're on the ground, but their body is like arched and contorted.
And it no longer looks like it's just a nightmare. Like
No.
it looks like okay. Fuck.
Checks for UFO outside.
I'm gonna try and wake him up.
Okay, you start to, how do you try to wake him up?
Like walk over and shake him awake. Try and grab him by the shoulders.
Does not wake up. And as you reach to touch him, you start shaking him, that chill that you get, again, just radiates down the back of your spine.
I'd look around again. Nothing.
Nothing.
Okay. Do I hear anything? It's just the chill.
We'll say that you hear like a gentle
Perfect. I cast Calm Emotions.
Okay, you go ahead and cast Calm Emotions. And for all the rest of you, you have very pleasant dreams. For those of you that were dreaming, the dreams get much nicer. It's any like bare bones dreaming. Those of you that aren't are suddenly having a very, very wonderful dream of any varying depiction. Vagar's having a dream of him walking along and working in a real nice blacksmith shop with Daisy, actually.
Oh man,
some business.
Great dream.
But the rest of you
We were
have
talking about wet dreams.
various good memories, either about events that have happened recently or very far in the past, or even things that haven't yet come to pass, but you're still like a pleasant dream. But on Zaraxis, it has no effect. It's no longer arching, but it's kind of starting to kind of writhe around. Like trying to desperately shake out this endless loop.
All right. Well, it's a good thing we didn't do anything in between this rest. I'm gonna cast the invisibility.
Okay. As you cast See Invisibility, can you post it in the chat? I want to read exactly what it says. I believe I understand how it works. I just want to make sure.
Riley figured it out.
Just trying everything, dog.
Okay. So when the spell first takes effect, you're looking for invisible creatures. You see on the mantle, the cat is still there,
Oh, perfect.
albeit invisible. And then at first it kind of like takes a shock as he's just sitting there and waves a little paw.
She runs back and then focuses back on Zaraxis.
And as you see focus back on Zalraxis, your vision starts to contort and change. You don't see anything physically there. But with that spell's ability to be able to see into the ethereal plane, you see a very vague outline that starts to go in and out as your vision shifts to different planes of existence, of a long, sickly arm that's fingers are steepled on Zalraxis' forehead.
Ew.
Ew.
That's the response.
And that's a
Ew.
reaction. Ew.
Great session, guys. That was awesome.
And as you start to focus in on that, you're able to, we'll say you're able to focus in on that aspect of it enough to understand that it's coming from somewhere that's not physically in this world. And as you start to focus it more in onto the ethereal plane rather than that, you lose sight out of your peripheral of the cat that's kind of drifts off back into its invisible state. And you see more definitively the form of a very sickly woman dressed in rags. Very large, kind of a hunched back. Arms kind
Like
of
a hag?
covered in,
Yeah, the hag.
some might say it's a night hag. But various boils and scars on its arms. It's got its still got the fingers steepled on Zaraxis' forehead as it then turns to look at you and just.
Yeah, she would. Hey, get away from him!
And at this point,
Stop that
the
now!
the hag is going to materialize
Stop that
physically
now.
onto the material plane and is going to backhand you, trying to like knock you physically backwards.
Okay, do I roll for it?
Have to roll.
Yeah, you
bitch.
could roll an athletics check to see if you're able to.
Oh snap!
The ethereal bitch slap.
Athletics or acrobatics?
Acrobatics, excuse me.
Okay. Here we go. 17? I accidentally rolled it twice. 17 was the first one.
Yeah, so the creature has a +4 to strength, so my roll is actually a 21. So you are flung backwards 5 feet as you crash into the wall.
Okay, I'm gonna assume this wakes me up since I'm sitting at the fire.
It's a very loud crack. It's a thin wooden wall. The wall actually buckles in slightly, and that is enough to wake anybody that's not in a very, very deep slumber.
Oh no!
No, I will let you roll a Constitution saving throw because the sleep spell has worn off by now. You've gotten probably a good 3 hours of. Actually, you've probably gotten about 4 or 5 hours of very, very good slumber. So you can roll me a Constitution saving throw. It's going to be a DC of 10,
Please.
and this will be determined whether or not you wake up.
Why did you make him roll? Why can't we?
is it
Can,
just
can we
called
just all
con?
vote for him to sleep?
Yeah, it'll be con.
T-O-N.
It'll be con save. Yeah, it'll be under your saving
Oh,
throws, not the
save. Oh, that's
saving
right,
throw.
That's right. Yep, sorry. All right.
Okay, you do wake up, albeit probably a couple seconds late, but you do stir from your slumber to kind of wake up and try to see what's going on
Plus
around.
Save me.
Yeah, no shit, dude. You rolled a fucking 3. And for the rest of you, let me go ahead and go to the hidden layer and push this to the regular layer. Boop.
So then, would I have ended up here or here?
You'd have ended up crunching into this wall.
Yours didn't show up.
Oh, it's I'm on the fucking GM layer. Right here. Like this wall.
Okay. I'll say I'm right here then.
So when your body smokes the wall, you just hear Vagar, "Shut up!" Kind of like,
That's right, buddy. Go back to sleep.
you know.
Zoraxis, you are now free from that influence.
So am I still asleep? I just no longer have the dream, or
You're
You
awake.
startle awake. As you look to see the back of this hag standing over you as you finish watching Veer, like kind of slumped into the wall.
And she's got nothing covering the back.
She's got a big old knot on her cheek.
Her just nasty hag butt cheeks. Just
She's in the hospital gown.
A hag don't be-
She's wearing chaps, actually.
I'd be like dead asleep and then spring forward. Nice. No, I would, spring up in panic and oh my god, and kind of look around and then look very confused, like why is this thing over me? Would I recognize what it is?
roll me a history or arcana check, your preference.
From the ass? Probably not.
Well, I'm not looking at the ass trying to identify it.
That's
some
what you
nasty ass
think,
cake.
waking up while it's right over your face.
Okay, 18.
I want to know why you sat up like the Undertaker.
So, through your various studies, through your previous teachings, you have indeed heard and read about this creature, and you know it to be a night hag. A night hag is a creature that harvests souls of those that wander into their territories. It's through a process of very, very tormenting personal nightmares that slowly exhaust you and drive you to madness until you commit an evil act out of pure exhaustion, at which point your soul is forfeit.
Would I be able to put the connection together that she is there? I just woke up from a nightmare.
Yeah,
and
that's
she's
that.
just, like,
The fact that you were
cause
affected
of-
by the dream is what lowers the DC for that. Otherwise, it would have been 20. It lowers down to a 16 because you were a part of the physical, the action for it. But you also do know that they tend to have a soul bag on them where those harvested souls go.
Okay. So I would recognize what it is and immediately just like kind of push myself away from it, and try and get over to like this wall.
Okay.
And I would look to it and just say, "Why are you here?"
And the head kind of like turns around and like looks at you. I hunger.
She was. Oh gosh, she was fingering your eyeballs, man.
And she's going to cast Ray of Enfeeblement on you. This is a use Elraxis.
Oh.
Ignore the advantage, disadvantage is a 12 hit.
Yes, 12 hits.
Okay. Oh, fuck, you have shitty AC, that's right.
Jesus Christ.
So do I.
Yeah.
Alon sneezes. 10 damage.
Oh, I'm so sorry. It's a saving throw. It's a Constitution saving throw, DC 14.
Okay.
There you go,
That's
buddy.
better.
Bring it back. Bring
Yeah,
it back.
yeah.
Bring it back.
All right, I'm awake now, right?
Yeah,
Alright,
everyone's
Oh my
awake.
god. Okay.
wow.
Okay.
All right,
yeah.
Zalrax. That was nice one.
Okay, well, Rip Bozo. You know what? Rest in piss.
Why is it not letting me roll the damage?
Because it's.
Isn't it
It
12
didn't really do
That's
damage.
fun.
I don't think we need to put a number
Oh,
on it.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, I was thinking of a different spell. So this actually doesn't affect you all too much. So you have you deal half damage with melee weapons attacks that use strength modifier for the duration of the spell, which will be through essentially tonight. So thankfully, it doesn't really affect you.
I'm not going to be able to hit you with
But
my
you
cord
feel
staff.
physically weaker. Like it kind of like you just guys see this like the hag kind of stick her hand out and shoot this green sickly ray of green energy out of her hand.
Can he feel weaker?
Yeah, you'd be
Yeah,
surprised.
my arms are now noodles.
As it kind of strikes you in the chest as Alrax's, you just kind of feel the energy and the strength just kind of sapped from your body.
It's gonna look like one of those balloon people at the car dealerships trying to cast firebolt.
At this point, I would assume probably all of you are waking up, unless some of you decide you want to stay asleep for this.
Black
But
and
it's
wailing inflatable
Vagar. Even you are hearing the commotion from out there, so you can hear something's going on. You don't really know what because the door is closed, but
Did I take any damage when I got flung back, Mark?
no.
Okay.
Did
Your
you make
bride.
a
Far
noise,
enough
like
distance.
a cry or like a painful?
Yeah, I would have hit the wall and, I mean, probably squealed a bit.
So at the sound of that pain or whatnot, figure I'd be like, kind of get up, see what was going on, and then come to the door like half asleep, looking around.
Yeah, Vierna's like half sitting up against the wall, holding her face.
I look down at her. What are you doing?
She hit me.
As you see the hag, as that happens, that's when you see the hag shoot the raven feeblement at poor Zelraxis.
Oh,
And on that, all of you please roll initiative.
I now have Harry Potter arms from the second movie.
I'll be tracking
God,
initiative
just,
manually since the
Don't forget to
fucking...
click your tokens first.
Yeah, click tokens first and then roll it. Okay.
Oh,
You should.
token.
You gotta put the initiative list up.
I'm going to track it by hand because it was giving us problems. Or did we figure out how to fix it last time?
We did not figure out how to fix it last time.
Okay,
We
yeah,
wrote
so it was
down
being
in your
fucked.
How do I
journal.
roll a nat 20 for that?
Carefully.
It's unfortunate.
Don't worry, I'm still running up the bottom of the initiative order.
I'm not far behind, buddy.
No,
Alright,
I'm at the
there-
bottom. Thank you very much. I rolled an 8.
Ooh. I got a 20. All right, is that everybody? I'm still missing one, I think.
oh, no, sorry. It's 20, right?
Yeah. Oh, no, you hit the
Question
initiative
on
button
that.
on your character sheet.
Oh, yeah, I see it. Yep, that's right. Sorry.
Okay, nice. Slim, roll just a normal d20 for me.
Great.
Fuck. Okay, you go before the hag does. All right, so as we're getting ready for that, this I think is a good spot to take a little break. This is going to be
Thank God.
combat, so yeah, so we'll be back with you guys here shortly, here in about 10 to 15 minutes. Thank you again so much, Big Dungeon Energy, for the raid. Appreciate it. You guys are coming in right as we're getting a real cool night hag encounter going on, so it'll be a blasty blast. But we'll be back with you guys in about 10 minutes, so we'll be right back.
Gonna break out. What's his name?
Break
Pain.
out what's his name. All right,
What the fuck was
welcome
his name?
back, everyone. I don't know. What did you?
His name was Pain.
Pain. That's
That's
right.
it. About to bring the pain.
Bring the pain. All right, everybody, welcome back. We are ready to get into the nitty-gritty of the combat. So, as we pick back up into it, we've got the hag that's kind of standing here in the middle of the room. As you guys all kind of awake from your various levels of dreams, you do see the ending actions of poor Vierna kind of slumped against that back wall, as well as the final action of the hag shooting the sickly green ray towards Zelraxis, who kind of takes the full brunt of it. As Vaegir kind of comes bursting through the door, trying to figure out what's going on. That is where we pick it up. And per it, Zephyr, you will lead us off, and then Alon will be on deck, with Vaegir soon behind.
So yeah, I'm just gonna hop to it. See this hag and be like, no. Grab my bow and just fucking give it a good shot.
All right, give it the beans. Okay, a 26 does in fact hit.
Do you want me to roll the second one as well?
Yeah, you can roll both in succession. Second one does not hit.
Okay.
Oh, so you can go ahead and roll me damage on the first one. Okay, 6. Let me go ahead and... Alright, so as this hag kind of finishes shooting this ray over at Zelraxis, is going to start to look around and kind of gather her surroundings here. Zephyr kind of just springs forward to her foot and just kind of immediately pulls back and just looses an arrow directly at the hag, and it kind of just buries itself right in her left shoulder. She's going to turn around and spin directly at you and look at you and just...
Guys, help, please.
Like, bitch, you're the one who shot her. Go get it. I need my help for her.
Okay. You still have bonus actions and any movement?
No, I'm just gonna make sure I've got the rest of my equipment nearby.
Okay. Alright, so that is it for Zephyr's turn. Alon's going to go. Alon, since I'm playing Alon, I can't do a good Justice impression. I wasn't even going to bother trying. But Alon is going to kind of spring to his feet as well, and is going to start scrambling to put his armor on, looking for his shield, as he's kind of scrambling to figure out what's going on here. So that'll be his turn, is effectively just strapping onto his armor and getting ready to duke him out. So Vaegir, that's going to take it to your turn, and the hag is going to be on deck, followed by Ilo.
Alrighty.
Does Alon move at all? He's getting his armor in?
No, because he's still trying to get the armor on from where it's currently at.
Okay.
I should have asked it during break, but Merc, can you check my DM? I didn't know how that worked, or...
What do you mean by like a talk?
Well, I don't.
So technically,
I don't know.
like, you could give like a multiple sentence or even like a paragraph long like speech technically, but it costs you an action.
Yeah.
As a bonus action, you could like say a couple of quick words, or even just like, not even a bonus action. If you wanted to do a couple of sentences real quick, you could.
It's just a couple words.
Yeah, words. Yeah, for
Would
free. Yeah,
that
you can
work?
talk during your turn. It's only if it's something very long and drawn out would it require an action.
So
Because since your
would that-
turns, yeah, you could. Well, not really. I mean, what do you mean by like inspire? I mean, I guess it wouldn't really do anything, but like you can speak, but it wouldn't. I wouldn't technically accomplish anything.
I guess my question is, with my point of inspiration, what is that?
So inspiration is something that allows you to basically affect one of your dice rolls. I can look up the exact. So the inspiration is something that you get to add onto a dice roll. Let me read you the exact thing since we're still waiting on justice.
He just sat back down.
Okay, perfect.
So he just headset on.
So if you have inspiration, you can spend it when you make an attack roll, saving throw, or ability check. Spending your inspiration gives you advantage on that roll.
Oh, okay.
So basically, you
Okay,
can
I
expend
didn't
it. The way I'm going to allow it is you can use it like reactively. So like if you roll an attack and it's a miss, but you really needed to hit, I'll let you burn the inspiration to re-roll an attack,
Okay,
saving throw, or ability check.
I thought it was something that affected the group.
No, it sounds like that's how it should be, but it's basically you yourself are inspired, and that's going to give you an advantage on some check that's up until you use it.
Okay, so as obviously seeing all this go down, Vagar would know something was like, oh, go and reach for his javelins, and gonna throw. I guess one javelin would be an action, so I would throw 2 since I get 2 hits now, right?
Correct. Yeah. Basically, it means that during your action, you can use 2 attacks. Is what your extra attacks give you during that level.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna try to throw 2 javelins right at it, center.
Okay. How many javelins do you have total?
3.
3. Okay. Yeah. All right. Go and roll your attacks. All right. Yeah, I'm just pulling it back up because I had multiple tabs open. Neither one of those hit.
So that was a little low.
Yeah, so as you guys see Vagar kind of like stumble out of the room trying to figure out what's going on, and sees that, that there's this giant ugly monster in the middle of the fucking room that's attacking people. Panically kind of grabs and reaches and grabs 2 javelins off of his back and just starts throwing them, but they both barely manage to miss the hag as she kind of ducks out of the way of them, and they bury themselves in the back of the wall.
Thank you for not rolling in that one and hitting me.
Yeah, it's probably preferential. You still have bonus actions and movement?
I guess that's it. Yeah.
Okay. Alright, that is it for Vagar's turn. It is now the hag's turn. And then Ilo, it'll be you up next, followed by Sever immediately afterwards. So the hag's going to kind of spin around after seeing those kind of spears go whizzing right by her head and look directly at you, Vagar. And she's going to rush at you. And she's going to hit you with a claw attack. This is a 12 hit.
It does not.
Okay. So she kind of rushes at you, starts to run in, looks like to reach out to claw at you, but as she's raising her hand, you manage to kind of get your forearm barely up in time to block it. As you kind of just arms kind of collide the middle as you're kind of holding her at bay at the moment. Okay, and then that is, I don't think she has anything to use as a bonus action. Nope. Okay. That is going to be it for her turn. So Ilo, you were up and Sever on deck.
I got. No, I think I'm just gonna use the lightning launcher and aim attacks at her.
Okay.
First one is going to be this. Oh, that's damage. Hold on, let me. Okay, here we go.
Okay. 19 does hit.
Okay. Want me to roll damage again?
Yeah, let's
again?
I'll roll it again.
Okay.
Okay, that's much better.
And then it's an additional 1d6 on top of that,
All right.
which is that.
Nice.
That'll do.
And then I've got a second attack. So I'm going to aim another one at her. Not as good.
I forget. For DC, does the tie go to the defender
Tie,
or
no, tie wins.
tie wins?
As long as you can tie it.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, then, yeah, barely hits.
Oh my god.
Sheesh. That's what total 22, 28 damage total. Okay, not
Yep.
bad at all.
It's just going to be like multiple arcs of lightning just ripping from my arm as I fired off at the hag.
All right, cool. So yeah, so you see Ilo kind of spring up as her armor kind of just like automatically encapsulates her. She immediately just turns and throws out these 2 lightning bolts out at this hag. They both kind of like clash right in her back as she's kind of getting fended off by Vagar. It's just going to kind of screech in pain. She's going to turn around and spin to look at you.
Yeah, get her.
All right, anything else? Movement bonus action?
So lightning's very conductive, and she was touching me. Do I get shocked? Okay.
No, you're very fleshy, so and you're wearing leather, thankfully.
His hair is just.
Yeah, we'll say you get a little bit of like the hair on your arms and stuff stands up. You get a little bit of a fro going. Some bedhead fro. All right. Anything else, Silo?
You know what? I think I'm gonna move up and flank her.
Okay. So after immediately shocking her, you see Isla kind of run up right in this hag's face, just kind of like arms up at the ready, just waiting and kind of just posturing, big tough, scary.
I'll be holding a shield out in front of me.
Gotcha. All right, Sever, you are up, and Zalraxis on deck, followed by Vier now.
Everyone's in my way now. So, like...
Well, thankfully you can move.
Yeah, I know that, but the problem is...
Wait a minute, I missed the last part. Why did you walk up straight to it?
Flank.
The flank, so Vagar gets advantage.
Meta.
Okay, so we're just gonna move out here and try to get out of the way of everyone standing in my way.
So you can just see Sever kind of like carefully pick his way around. Like, oh, excuse me, just gonna move. Excuse me.
There's people everywhere.
It's
a
not a
small
very
room.
big area, yeah. He kind
No,
of just kind of quickly darts around, kind of like skirting past you guys.
Right. Actually, I think am I close enough to this chick?
You're about
Should
10
be.
feet,
Alright,
yeah.
Alright, got her. So we're gonna go do a cast poison spray. It's a 16 con save.
Okay. Does not make it.
Okay, good.
Okay. There's no other conditions to it, correct? It's just the straight damage?
Yep, straight up, yep.
Okay. Alright. Jesus Christ. Alright, so yeah, you guys see kind of Sever kind of picks his way through the crowd. You guys real quick, kind of like skirting around quickly around you guys. Manages to turn and hold out his hands and just shoots kind of like you see this like, kind of like not liquid, but kind of like almost a gelatinous kind of like spray kind of like reach out, kind of materialize out of nowhere as it like kind of splashes all onto the hag's face and chest, and she just starts kind of screeching and just looks right at you, just livid with anger as you see kind of parts of her skin kind of start to like almost peel and melt away.
I imagine it like a spray bottle, like a cat. You're just like,
Bam, kitty.
It's a little bit more powerful than that, I think.
A little
Yeah,
bit, yeah.
that's it for me.
Okay, that's
all
it
I
for
needed.
Sever. Zalraxis, you're up. Vienna on deck.
Oh, it took 18
Alrighty,
points.
I am going
of poison.
to
18 points.
I'm gonna cast Maximilian's Earth and Grasp.
Okay.
I'm going to cast it right here. I can't
left click. Yeah.
on this square right here because it has to be an unoccupied square. Oh,
Okay.
here, let me put it in the chat. I don't know why it's.
So is it just is it a 5x5 grid, or is this a
Yeah,
radius?
so it's a one square that has to be unoccupied, and then a hand will come out of the ground and grip the hag. There's a strength DC 15 save.
Okay, strength save. Gotcha.
Here, let me post the actual spell. I don't know why it's.
What was this
When you
DC?
click on it, up in the top left
Yep.
hand or right hand corner, it'll say display in VTT.
Yep. That's a spell.
Yeah.
What was the DC for the strength save?
15.
15? Okay, she makes it. On failed save, target 626. Duration is action. Half as much. Failed save, it retained for the duration is an action. Okay, so it doesn't take anything, it looks like, if it makes the save. It's only if they're restrained from it and fail to save subsequently, they continue to take damage. No?
On a success, the target escapes and is no longer restrained by the hand.
Yeah, escape. So it looks like if she meets the first one, then it's does not get grappled or anything like that. Just makes the save and doesn't take any damage, it looks like. If I'm reading that correct. So as an action, you can cause the hand to crush the restrained target who must... Okay, yeah, so if it fashion save, which she does, unfortunately. Does not get grappled or take any damage from it. How long does it last? So is this going to be a subsequent every turn thing then?
It says concentration up to 1 minute.
Yeah, so he's got 10 rounds. So
Okay, gotcha. So it's there. She did make the first save on it. And does it only affect people that are going to be directly next to it?
The way it reads is that he can control that
Yeah, I
it reaches
control it.
for one creature. So he had it reach for the hag.
Correct, yeah. Is it stationary in that spot, though, or can it move?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
No.
No, it can move. It says you can move it, but if you do, it ungrapples anything that is. The hand releases a restrained target if you do either.
Okay, gotcha, but it
As
uses
an
the
action,
action.
you-
Okay, perfect. Excellent.
Yeah.
Cool. So, yeah,
That
so...
square would be occupied.
Gotcha, yeah. So you see this kind of like spectral kind of earthen hand kind of like mold up out of the floor and out of the dirt and the earth, and it kind of reaches over for the hag, but the hag is able to just kind of barely skirt around the edges of it as it swipes at the air right where she was or is, but barely misses her as it goes past. Anything else?
No, that's it.
Okay, Vienna, you're up, and then Zephyr, you are up on deck.
On what?
Deck.
I said the same. I was like, not
That's
sure I
a
like
big
how
deck.
that sounds.
The cat and the hag. I like that. That's very good.
I would first like to look around, and is the grinning cat still on the wall?
How long does your scene visibility last, and is it a concentration?
It is not concentration. It lasts 1 hour.
Still chilling there. Only you can see him, but he's still just sitting there watching.
God bless.
As soon as you look over, gives a little... and just kind of rolls out to him. Looks very, very involved in what's happening currently. Like very
Involved?
like enamored, like very closely watching, like ooh.
It's a good story.
It's a
Great
good story.
It's a good story. Okay.
Live action.
I would like to cast.
Guiding bolt.
Yes. Wait, am I still like on the ground?
No, you're able to get up during the
Okay.
previous interaction right before the combat began.
Okay, and then secondary thing before I tell you my final decision, what do we do with squares like this? Are they able to be stood in since it's only half square?
Yeah.
I mean, you can-
Bet. I'm gonna move up right there, and I'm gonna grab her arm or anything I can and cast inflict wounds.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh my gosh.
Oh
You,
no.
you touch yourself.
Oh no.
Is that the attack or is that the damage that you're rolling?
See attack.
That's the attack, dog.
Oh,
And you casted it at 3rd level.
what?
Ooh. Oh man, this is
Oh no.
this is the first time I've been able to do this. Vienna, roll me a 1d20.
Swear to
A D20.
A d20.
swear to God, if you. Hopefully you don't break my.
Oh my god.
We don't know. That could be a good thing.
All right, roll your
It's
damage.
Oh no!
Okay, it could be a bad thing. It
I'm so sorry to whomever I may have.
ain't gonna be me. So
Accident.
It's
I'm-
gonna be
I'm
Vanguard.
good.
Go ahead.
Oh, that's fine.
Way to go.
That's fine.
Oh, 25. Bro, Zalaxis is dead if that's him.
Bro,
No,
listen,
it's not me. I'm
First
over
of
here.
Oh, okay.
I'm chilling.
First of all,
Thank God.
First of all, it could have been up to 50. So let's all just, you know.
Dude, you would have one-shot Alon.
So Vienna, as you kind of like make a quick dart. You're trying to panic. You're seeing everything going on. You run up and you just immediately try to run up and get next to the wall. And as you reach out, your foot hits a loose piece of board that had fallen from where you had crunched into the side of the wall. They kind of splintered and fell off. And as you slip, your hand moves. And as the energy is leaving your hand from the spell, you grab onto, without even thinking about it, you grab onto Vagar's arm trying to steady yourself. And as the spell completes, Vagar, you get the searing heat of energy into the side of your bicep. as the spell's energy transfers into your arm, and you take 25 points of necrotic damage.
Jesus.
God damn.
We
You
are
remember
our
her
worst
fixing
enemy.
that cream on your legs? Yeah, she just gave you a whole new
Yeah,
birth.
cream his arm.
Don't touch me.
And as she pulls her hand away, you're left with a very sickly, rotting skin-looking handprint that is now on your arm, as your flesh is beginning to rot away.
I think we have a tonic for that.
I have we have done more damage to ourselves than anybody else has done.
You guys are fucking dysfunctional.
Bjorn is not allowed to attack anymore. Just stick to healing, please.
How's Zephyr's face? Is it healed?
Yeah, no, it's great. Yep.
And not rotting either.
Don't really.
So, Vera, was there anything else you would like to
Don't
do
worry,
for
Riley.
your turn? You have a bonus
we're
action a
gonna
little
stick
bit.
together. We will fuck anybody up. It don't matter.
Yeah, with your
Just pick
bonus
your-
action. With your bonus action, maybe an oops or.
Or would you
Or-
like to
or
just
a
kill
heal.
Vagar?
Or a heal.
All right, so
I would go ahead.
let's
Yeah.
go ahead and RP out your your cast.
All right. Well, I've stood up. One eye is swelling from the bottom where my cheekbone's swelling up from her gigantic ass hand backhanding me and throwing me 5 feet. I look a little dazed, a little confused. I'm supposed to be hitting him. Oh, just shut the door so that Cobra doesn't wake up when he screams. Great.
Oh, man.
As you see me kind of stumbling over to her, this disgusting dark purple ooze starts coating my hand with little green flecks in it. And I go to reach for her, and just as Merc said, trip, grab onto your arm, and the second I realize it's your arm, I go, and pull my hand back. And then I would instantly cast Healing Word, which basically doesn't touch it, but...
Yeah, because doesn't, does that stop healing? I can't remember. I don't think inflicted wounds is. I think I might be thinking of something different. But there's something that stops healing. I think I'm thinking of something totally different. But okay, yeah.
It does not. So I did heal you for 8 of that 25.
But hey, guess what? That also hurt.
Yep.
Yes.
Thankfully, you're a little distracted, but you do see a little bit of it. It sears your flesh. Like, you know when you're getting, like, your wound cauterized, the edges of the wound are starting to get seared and kind of close up as you're feeling like your flesh burnt. The rotting flesh is being burnt away. As you do a heal up 8 of those 25 points that you took of damage.
So yeah, as she comes over, puts her hand on. Oh my god! Oh! Like blind. My wife's getting on to me. It's like rotting and like burning. I'm like whimper down. And I kind of like tuck and roll or whatnot. Just searing. I'm just imagining like this oozing coming out of my arm. I'm
Like infectious,
tucked
like
away.
pus.
Yeah. And I'm like bent down like this, crouched over, looking back at her like, why?
I'm so sorry. I tried to hit her, and I'm so sorry.
Why?
Where are we going?
That's just gonna be one of our things. Why? All right.
So with that, can I use that to enter my rage?
We can for flavor wise, yeah. We'll lead into that on your turn, but yeah, we'll make that for flavor wise how you get mad.
It is.
Alright.
Oh no, it's Zephy's turn. I was gonna say it is his turn.
No, yeah.
He's up pretty soon though. So speaking of Bjorn, anything else you want to do? You can move, but you attack of opportunity technically.
You want to fully kill him before your turn's over?
Well, she doesn't have any actions left. Let's just wait till next turn.
Oh.
Off. You know what? Had it hit, that would have been super cool. Okay.
That would have been a lot of damage.
Yeah, I'm gonna risk the attack of opportunity and run back.
Okay. So as you walk out of her range, she's going to go and hit you with the claw attack.
Yep.
Does 12
Do
hit?
it. No.
Man, hands rolling like shit.
Thank God. Yeah, so I moved 15 feet to get there, 15 feet back, puts me right back where I was.
And she kind of takes like a lackadaisical kind of like backhand swipe at you. She kind of feels you kind of moving away from her. She's starting to kind of panic, looking around all around her, and just barely, it just doesn't quite
I'm
get
gonna
you as
do
you
that
slink
backing up
out.
slowly as well, the whole time looking at Bigger. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Just slowly back up.
All right, with that, Zephyr, it is your turn, and Aelon, you were on deck.
So I'm gonna see that transpire. I'm gonna see the look on Vagar's face. I'm gonna back my ass up to the corner of the room as far as I possibly can. Not only for that, but so I could actually shoot my bow effectively.
And one thing I will say, Zephyr, that I forgot to mention on the first one, when you did shoot her with that arrow initially, it did connect solidly, but it does not look like it was quite as effective as you would normally think an arrow shot would be.
Okay. So yeah, I'm just gonna back up. I'm gonna use my bonus action to put my hunter's mark on the hag.
Okay. Go ahead.
And then I'm gonna let loose two
that's not what I wanted to
arrows.
do. Let's do red, hunter's mark. That'll work for now. All right, go ahead and roll your attacks.
Do I roll the hunter's mark first? How does that work?
No, you roll the hunter's mark as damage on, I believe it's one, your attack. It's added. The damage is for it is added to your attack if you hit.
Okay.
So you roll for the attacks, and then if they hit, then you'll roll for your hunter's mark damage. I believe it only happens on one of the attacks. So you'll just roll that damage once. That misses.
Oof.
Oh no. Oh no.
Zephyr, please
Wow.
roll me a
Vagar getting shot with a bow.
1d20.
rolling an arrow,
You?
and an arrow.
I'm rolling a 20.
Yep, critical
is
fail.
certainly-
Critical fail on an attack roll. Roll me a 1d20.
This is
Onyx, I think we've seen this before.
certainly not gonna go well.
Is this deja vu?
Call it Cthulhu.
Is there bucket? Oh man, this is so bad for all of you guys. I love it. Okay, 17. Okay. As you let loose that first arrow, it goes just past the hag's head as she kind of like turns just in time for it to bury itself in the back wall. But as you loose the second one, you kind of like wobble a little bit as you do it because you're getting a little thrown off by the trying to back up
I
as
don't
you
like
shot.
where this is going.
And you shoot the arrow, and it flies past the hag
Okay.
and buries itself 2 inches from Vierna's face into the side of the wall. It's
Yeah,
not
she's
guaranteed that it'll hit somebody else. That's why you roll for it. You barely missed it.
She's gonna look at it and be like, fair.
I'm gonna be like,
You deserve it.
This is the second time you almost killed the gnome.
As I like glance up and see that. Oh, now you want to miss, huh? Looking at Zephyr.
I'm gonna like inspect the next arrow, make sure there's nothing wrong with it.
Couple feathers out of place. Anything else for your turn, Zephyr?
No, I'm just gonna yell out sorry, and that'll be the end of my turn.
As you look at around, you do notice out of your peripheral, Vierna the cat is just like grinning, like as wide as the grin can get, just very, very just entertaining, like.
Fucking cat.
She kind of glares at him a little bit.
All right, Aelon, it is now your turn with Vagar on deck, and Aelon, you are fully armored and good to go.
Alright. Second. Trying to read something real fast.
You are good.
I just smite the fuck out of it.
I'm actually trying to find over my class feature. Yeah.
What are you looking for?
Pretty much my teleport.
I believe that's your racial feature.
Based
right?
up. I got
Yeah.
it, Okay. What does the square do to us if we go through it?
You can't. It's like
It's just like
Yeah,
a,
it's kind of
it's
as occupied space now.
yeah, it's just like another player's there. But you should be able to stand in the other one.
Yeah, right here you'd be able to hit her.
Well,
Because
I'm
that
gonna-
counts as an open square.
Alright, so I'm gonna use face step. And pretty much, so at this point, you're gonna watch, like, the hair on Alon just fire red. Like, it just kind of happens. And he's gonna disappear and just reappear right beside Vagar. I'm going to put my hands on his corrupted arm and hit, use lay on hands. So I'm gonna heal him for the complete amount left over.
Okay. What would be the... So it heals him up to full, correct?
So
I'm not super
25
familiar
minus
with
8.
hands. Okay.
So lay on hands is I have 25 points to use of health,
Okay, gotcha.
and so I'm just gonna I can pick.
So you still have 8
What
points
that
of land
number
hands
is,
left on.
right.
Okay.
It's 17, by the way.
Okay, so yeah, you're now healed back up to full health. And in a much nicer version of healing, without feeling your skin being cauterized actively, you kind of look at your arm as you see the wound, just all of a sudden kind of the skin just kind of like melts back together, and you just feel, whew, you feel much better as that kind of sensation of pain and like surprise leaves your body.
In all fairness, if your arm was actively like being eaten by magical acid, I don't think you would feel a little bit of cauterization.
Semantics.
Still don't leave you with no scars.
Part of it is definitely scarred.
All right.
I healed it.
Yeah,
Anything
I
else,
also
Elon?
healed part of it.
Then I guess I'm gonna try to bitch slap her with my shield for my extra attack, like she bitch slapped V.
Lay on hands is an action, correct?
Yeah, this is my extra attack.
So extra
No.
attack is not a second action you get. It's your action for attacking allows you to attack twice during your one action. So if you use lay on hands, you don't get to attack, but if you attack, you can attack twice technically. So it's like a modification of your single action that you would get. Things like action surge give you a full second action, but extra attack is just a 2-part attack on your action.
That's fine. Alright, well, I'm done.
All right, Vagar, reaction. You mentioned something about that.
Yeah, I was just asking on. Yeah, I didn't know if that would had to be used in your turn, or if that's something that, in the moment, if something happens to you, you can use a reaction, or if that.
Yeah, so reaction
have a-
is it's basically something you can do. It's whenever something happens to you that would cause you to react. You get one reaction per like round of combat, but you use it like if you're attacked, that's something you can use for your reaction.
Okay.
So
I know that
I'll
goes-
allow you to do it. Now, we're still learning this kind of stuff. It's the combat's still something that takes a while to get used to. So I'll allow it. Like I said, I'm very lenient in this first little while of kind of backtracking some things. If you're just still, I mean, we're all learning. So, but yeah, I'll
No,
let you
yeah,
go
you're-
back.
No, you're good. He ended up doing the thing. What I would have done was I have Stone's Endurance that reduces the damage, but I don't know how reactions work, so I just kind of sat on it. But
Well, you can still use that, and that would just take off how much Alon used for his lay on hands. So what did the
Okay, so-
reaction for it do
yeah,
then?
so whenever she laid her hands on it, I would have felt obviously the searing pain, and that Stone's Endurance would have kicked in, and it says it reduces the damage taken by 1d12 plus 4.
Okay, so go ahead and roll me 1d12 plus 4.
So is that just a 12 die and add 4 to it?
Yeah,
or-
pretty much. So 5.
Get him out of the way.
Jesus.
Yeah. Oh, dude, my rolls have been bad all day so far.
Yeah, so it's an extra
on time.
5 points that you didn't have to heal Alon, so you can add another 5 onto your lay on hands that you have remaining over.
Okay.
And is that how often can you use that reaction? Is that every time? Because it might specify if it's something you can do every single time or not.
It just says when you take damage, you can use a reaction to reduce the damage taken by 1d12, and I have 3 of them.
Okay, gotcha. So it's got charges. Gotcha. That's what I was looking for. Perfect. Cool. All right, so now it's cycled back to your turn. So you may now go. You're back to full health. Probably a little bit alarmed, but full health nonetheless.
Yeah.
I'm so mad at myself right now. I have an inspiration point.
Fuming, whatnot,
Oh, man.
kind of stone and whatnot, and look at Alon. Thank you, I appreciate that. And then just like you just see him get super pissed off, and I'm gonna go into a rage. And
So my reaction, I'm sitting there going like, "Cool, what the fuck is wrong with
Yeah.
you?"
Just looking at him. This is great. Oh my gosh, dude. And then like looking at the hag, I'm gonna take my great axe and try to hit it twice. Just
Okay,
You know,
go ahead and
motion
roll me
based
2
back.
attacks at advantage, because you are flanking. So you can either like click the advantage in D&D Beyond, or you can just roll 2 attacks for one, and we'll just do it one at a time.
So there's one,
That'll hit.
right? And then
Yep.
advantage and roll.
Yeah, those will both hit.
Yeah, you're rolling like shit, dude.
I don't have my normal advantage thing under, or not.
If you
Oh,
didn't roll
the
advantage on that,
damage
it
thing.
doesn't fucking matter at this point. You got
Well,
two.
no.
Yeah, it
Like,
did
you know
roll the
how, like,
advantage.
It
For
did roll
example,
advantage.
Zephia up there, like when she
Yeah, it didn't roll
rolled,
the damage.
Yeah, you have to
how do I-
click on where it's like a. You have to click on the actual attack itself. Does it not do it when you roll advantage? Does it not let you click on it?
It
No, I
does it for
rolled
me
the-
even when I roll it normal. If I roll something that has an attack, I always have to roll the damage separately.
Okay, yeah, roll the
So
damage
now-
separately. Then I think you just click on the damage multiplier in D&D Beyond. Let me.
Yeah. So like this.
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah,
Okay.
and I'll do that one more time for the second attack.
Bro, these rolls, man.
Okay, so it
You're
is
telling me.
19 points total. Okay, so yeah, you take good 2 clean. You get mad, you just start raging, just yell, and this hag kind of like little spit kind of flying out of your mouth as you're just screaming at this hag's face, kind of just smacks her in the mouth a little bit. You're gonna swing and take 2 close range great axe swings at her, and they're both gonna kind of hit her. She's gonna put up her forearms and try to block the strikes, but they're gonna pretty dig into both of her arms as you're swinging across. It definitely does connect and definitely does damage, but it doesn't look like it does quite as much as you think it should.
Okay. And then I guess that's it, because I don't have any real bonus actions. So yeah, I'm just gonna do those, and that'll be my turn.
Okay. So it's Vagar's turn. It is now the hag's turn, and Ilo, you will be on deck, followed by Sever. She is. Where the fuck did the sheet go? There it is. She is going to be in a bit of a pickle. She's actually going to try to move away
With all
from.
3 of us right here.
She's surrounded. So the hags are. They're hags. It's they're trying to. She's very concerned with the fact that she's getting away.
I
They're
mean,
stuck
I'm
right
cool
now.
with it.
Let's see.
How
what was
does
interesting with
opportunity of attack or attack of opportunity work with my hand thing?
I don't think it gets an attack opportunity because it's
Okay.
it's its own thing. So she's gonna try to move sideways around. Oh, I'm clicking on the wrong fucking screen. She's gonna try to move sideways and around and out. Actually, hold on. She might have something else I can do with her. Yeah, she's actually gonna move her use her action to meld back into the ethereal plane.
Well, shit.
You asshole.
Might not be it though. So she's
Can I
gonna.
still steer?
Yes. Wait, how long does it last? Yeah, you said an hour,
An
right?
hour.
Yeah, you can still see her. So as she melds back into the ethereal plane, you see her just kind of walk around, and she's gonna go stand over here, and she's gonna kind of try to like kind of starts patting herself off, as she looks like she's kind of getting ready to do something else. But as of right now, to everybody else, she's disappeared.
Doesn't Sever? Can't Sever see her? No.
No.
Not onto the ethereal plane, no.
I don't think they do, but do the goggles of night see the ethereal plane?
No, unfortunately not. That'd be
Okay.
cool, but no.
All right. Let's do this job.
Okay, that is going to be it for her turn. Ilo, you were up, followed by Sever. Remember, you guys can hold actions.
Yeah, that's what I'm planning to do. I think I'm just gonna hold an attack action.
Okay. Under
until
what
she's
parameters?
identified. Until she reappears.
Okay, gotcha. Anything else, or just the action hold?
I think actually I'm gonna take one step back and put my back to the wall.
Okay,
And then
gotcha.
Face out across the room.
All right. Sever, you're up. Zelraxis on deck.
Yeah, I'm gonna move as well. Probably like it's about there. After that, I think I'm gonna hold an attack as well. Yeah, I'm gonna start warming up like Eldritch Blast and just kind of hold it until she reappears.
Okay, gotcha. So you're holding Eldritch. Isla's holding her Lightning. All right, so that'll be Zelraxis. You're up then. Vierna on deck.
I'm gonna move my hand to this square right in front of me,
Okay.
and I'm gonna hold the attack, so that if the hag ends up moving in any of these squares around me, that the hand will grip.
Okay. Got it. Holding the spooky hand. All right, Vierna, you're up. Zephia on deck.
All right. When they're in the ethereal plane, are they untouchable? Like I couldn't attack her even though I could see her.
Correct. Yeah, you're basically getting a glimpse into the ethereal plane while not being able to be present there yourself. You're able to kind of see how the ethereal and the material planes are like melding and meshing together for the terms of her travel.
Okay, great. Then I would like to move to. Oh shit! Sorry. I would like to move to right here. I'm going to ready another inflict wounds.
Keep in mind, you
level
can use a bonus action to speak a sentence or two.
3. Yes, and that's what I was going to do. So I'm going to get there. I'm going to ready my inflict wounds. Get my purple ooze on my hand. And then yell to everyone. He's right here.
So you guys just see Vierna
Where's right here.
You just see Vierna run over and look at the wall and like charge back, and you kind of see that crackling like energy in that blue, or you see it was purple goo.
It's dark purple goo with like green flecks that kind of sparkle in it.
Gotcha. You see her ready now. She's just looking at this wall, going, "She's right here, guys."
Yeah.
After seeing what she did to Vagar and me being so close, I'm just gonna turn away like this.
Oh God.
Fair enough. Tigger looks down at scarred purple arm.
All right. Anything else, Vierna?
That will be it.
All right, Zephy, it's you with Aelon on deck, followed by Vagar.
What happens to my hunter's mark when she does that?
You should still be there.
Yeah, so Hunter's Mark is essentially you know where your target is, roughly, not specifically, but you feel a pull in this direction, like in the direction of where the hag is currently sitting. So you feel that innate pull. You wouldn't be able to gauge necessarily a distance within that kind of accuracy, but you know she's probably back in that corner of the room somewhere.
Okay. And I can't physically harm her when she's in the ethereal plane,
Unfortunately
right?
not, no. Because it's not like an invisibility thing. She's in an entirely different plane of existence that kind of meshes with the material.
Okay, I'm gonna like ready an attack in that area that I can kind of sense where she's at and where Vierna has been readying hers. So.
All right, same parameters like if she pops back up.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna kind of say the same thing. Like she's over that way, guys.
Okay. That is it for Zephia. Aelon, you're up. Vagar on deck.
So, as
Well, Aelon's up first.
as a
Or unless you wanted to like do something simultaneously, but
oh
yeah,
no, my bad. No, I
Okay.
got confused on the.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Would a hag be considered a fiend?
Yes, they would.
Yeah, are they?
Yeah, medium fiend, neutral
Oh,
evil,
really?
meta. But yeah, no,
This-
still
at
count
this
right.
Actually, I didn't know that.
At this point, I'm just going to position myself because there's not really anything that I can do to her in the current.
Yeah, but you can hold whatever action you so choose.
Yeah, so Eagle gets mighty to shit and bag whenever I get that opportunity. So as soon as she shows, I'm attacking, but I'm gonna hold my action.
Same
Okay.
as soon as she's material again.
Yeah, so for you, since you're melee, Aelon, it won't trigger unless she materializes within melee range of you.
His shield's ranged.
Good point. Will it let you smite on a ranged?
Yeah.
I guess I never really thought about that. Cool. Yeah, disregard, Captain America.
Did America.
All
This
right.
is America's ass. This is
Give me this all
Baldwin's
day.
ass.
All right. Vagar, you were
This
up
Baldur's
with the
ass.
hag being up on deck. Man, this is going to be a shit show.
So after all that's went down and he took his 2 hits, she disappeared, and everyone's like, "No, she's over there." And I'm like, "Ah ha ha! I see 2 hits, she's gone. I got her.
I
know,
got
kinda
her.
Nothing to worry. She's not over there. It's okay." Kind of lets his guard down, kind of dropping his axe a little bit, like, "Yeah, nothing to worry about." Kind of looks back at Aelon. Thanks for the arm. And then, yeah, that's my turn. Just talking shit.
Fair enough. I can respect it. All right. With the hag being back up, Ilo, you are on deck technically, if there is nothing that would proc your guys' attacks. But so the hag, thinking that she's being clever and managed to relocate, sees you standing right in front of her, Vierna, locking eyes, so she knows at this point you can see her. She's going to immediately materialize, and she's going to start to cock back and attack. So, following the turn order, we'll go down your guys' held actions. Ilo, you may now do your held action.
Alright. Gonna be.
Okay,
that
hits.
attack with that damage,
Okay,
plus that damage,
okay.
plus that attack,
That also hits. Yep, quite indeed.
plus that,
Okay,
Perfect.
and that would be my held action.
perfect. Oops, excuse me, didn't mean to click on that. All right, and I'll describe everything kind of since it's all happening at literally the exact same moment after we've gone all the way around the horn.
So she just materializes and lifts her hand, and she's like, "Oh!" I can see the eyes just get wide.
Sever, what is you said you're holding Eldritch?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'll let her rip, Tater Chip.
I think it's that one.
Yeah, that hits. Yep.
Okay, and then we have to roll that, right?
Correct, yeah. Is your Eldritch 2 blasts? Read your description.
No.
I believe I can't remember at what point you get extra because cantrips for most people scale with like the amount of dice you roll for the damage. Eldritch Blast I believe scales with how many like you can target. Like you're instead of getting 2d10 instead of 1d10 it's 2.
It's 1d10 plus 5.
Yeah, I just wasn't sure if it was you get to do
Yeah,
two
you have
attacks
your-
with it.
Yeah, no.
But he has to choose to pick that one. Like,
No,
if you
no,
have like a
that's-
knockback and stuff like
No.
that. you
No,
add
it
to
scales
as
with
well,
him
right?
just based on his level.
Yeah, I think
I
it's
thought
either
at
level
5
5 or
is when you
6.
get a two, yeah,
You get a
Yeah, I
second-
don't know if
Doesn't
that's something. If that was something specific to like.
Wait, hold on a
Baldur's.
second.
Let me
The
read
spell
into it.
creates more than one beam when you reach higher levels. 2 beams at 5th level. 3
Okay,
beams
Yeah,
at
perfect.
so you
7th.
get a second.
Yeah, okay. So
Okay.
roll
Yeah,
it
You can
again.
roll again.
So you're essentially getting each Eldritch Blast. You're going to roll 2 different attacks because you can split them up now. So if you had 2 targets, you could do 1-1, or you could do both on 1.
Oh, okay. Well,
So you'll
then
roll
I'm
it
just-
entirely again.
Oh, okay. Then so let's go. And completely fucking miss.
That one doesn't do, but at least
Right.
now we know. That's progress. All right, so yeah, so that'll be 10. Okay. All right, Zelraxis, your hold action was for the hands, and she's not in range of the hand, so the hand will do nothing, unfortunately. So that'll take us down to Vierna. You said you were holding inflict wounds.
Yes.
All right.
At
Let her
third
rip.
level.
Tater Chip.
There is nobody she can reach around her. So
Thank
That's
God.
exactly why I
We're
positioned
safe.
myself there. At first, I was gonna go here, and then I was like, best not be that close to Zalraxis.
That would kill me. Actually, no,
okay.
We come pretty close.
Very close.
All right, there we go.
Okay.
Okay.
Ooh.
All right.
No! Am I allowed to use inspiration on that?
no, you can't do it on damage.
No. Attack. If we would have missed the attack roll, yeah, but.
Ugh.
All right. And Zephyr, you can go ahead and do your held actions.
All right. 2 more arrows. Let's go. Hopefully.
Yeah, that'll hit. That'll hit.
That will do. Don't care.
That one will not.
Okay. And
You should be able to click on where it says longbow. There you go.
then the hunter's mark, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
Here we go.
Math. All right, so we'll catch everybody up here. But Zephyr, how would you like to do this?
Oh,
Hey, yo.
You gotta be fucking kidding me.
You can still roll your attack. I'll let you still roll the attack, but that's just I want her.
Just
Zephyr will be able to decide how the final blow hits. We'll have everybody's things hits, but this is essentially to determine that hers is the last one to hit and how it's going to physically happen.
So can I pick which attack happened first?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna miss with the first arrow that I let loose.
Okay.
And I'm just really gonna get pissed off at myself and pull another arrow and just kind of pull it back into the bow and just fucking let it go. Full drawn, aiming straight for her forehead.
Okay. Aelin, you can go and roll your attack.
Nope.
Roll your attack. It might
Oh,
affect
come
how
on
it
now.
happens.
Roll
come
it,
on.
Justice.
I'm not wasting a spell slot for something that's already dead.
You can still roll a normal
Too late.
fucking attack. You don't have to smite.
Well, it all happened at once. You wouldn't know that.
Yeah.
You know, everyone.
I mean, you're
Do it.
gonna be long resting anyways.
That's right.
that's true.
Fine, I'm gonna hit it. I'm gonna get my damage out then.
Yeah, fuck it, dude.
Watch, I'm gonna miss it all.
Roll nat 1.
Yeah. Dude, I will clean
Oh, you
me in
would
the back of the head.
it'd be straight to the back of her fucking head.
Attacks.
I really want you to roll a one now.
It'd be about par for the course for the night.
Okay, so
It'd be a nice payback moment.
Okay, yep, that'll hit.
I'll go ahead and just roll my extra. Yes. Woo!
Okay.
Okay. So just because I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna cast Smite off of the second.
Okay.
So this is what now I don't know how to roll the damage for this, but this is what it is.
So it's based off your spell level that you use to cast
Right.
your
No, what I'm saying is like how to get the extra added into it. But hold on a sec. It's going to be. I gotta find it again.
So are those both damage right there? The 19?
No, that's the attacks.
Oh.
Broken if that was the fucking damage, dude.
I know. I was like,
Oh no, it's coming. I hope it will. Hold on. Fucking find it again. Okay, so my divine smite. So I'm gonna cast a smite, and I get 2d8 for casting it. I'm gonna get an extra d8 for using level 2, and an extra d8 because it's a fiend.
It's a lot of
So that'd
D8s,
be-
dog.
So that'd be 48 times
That'll be
2. Or you'd roll your 48 and then you would just multiply it by 2.
so. So let's just go ahead and do the.
Plus your actual weapon attack.
Yeah, so we'll do. That's the first attack. This will be the crit attack. So is this gonna be the time 2 on this? Like this next one?
Well, yeah, because you said you were using it on your second attack.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it doubles the damage on the attack itself for the crit. So it'd be 22 bludgeoning for the second hit.
Okay, and then my divine smite is what?
48 times 2.
Yep, doubles all rolled damage.
How do I do this in here? Slash.
just roll.
Yeah, slash roll space 48.
Holy fuck.
38.
Times 2.
Plus
Well,
33.
no, that is times
Oh,
2.
that's everything.
So it'll be 38 plus
Plus 33.
plus the
that's 71,
22. So
Well, no.
Plus the
That's-
11.
Would 19 be doubled?
yes.
Doubles all rolled damage.
His 11
So
is doubled to 22, but he had that
your
first
first
shield attack
attack
was
No,
11.
your first attack
First
was
attack is
11.
11. Yeah.
His second attack is 60, so he did 71 damage in total.
Jesus.
Yeah, that attack alone would have finished it off without anybody else's attacks hitting. I would assume so. So, as you guys all see this hag materialize right in front of Vierna, she pulls back her claw and she starts swinging right at Vierna's face. And it gets about a couple inches away from your face, Vierna, as you kind of like reach out and you use your inflict a wounds as you kind of grab her by the shoulder and hold her there in place. The first attack by you, it kind of like sears into her shoulder and kind of makes her like kind of cock back a little bit farther as you're just holding her there in place. As simultaneously what happens as you do that is you see Ilo, she shoots out her lightning bolts directly at this hag that kind of hit her right in the side as this whole sequence is going on. Sever shoots the Elder's Blast. It kind of like hit her in the chest, and she's getting like kind of pushed back a little bit as well. Zelraxis is sitting there looking terrified, just hiding.
Just hiding.
Hiding from Vierna, not the hag.
Like,
Yeah, really.
No, I know what he's hiding from.
As Zephyr, you see, as
The other
Zephyr
hag.
looses out her arrows, the first one missing by a good margin, but the second one, as she just pulls it back, she looks as Alon's has at this point thrown his shield, and she can kind of see where the trajectory is going, so she just kind of adjusts her. Sorry, I hit my mic. Slightly off to the side as she's going to shoot, and she's going to lead where she thinks the hag is going to end up. And as you see that second arrow start to kind of fly in the space between the hag and the wall, Alon's shield comes out from right over your shoulder, Vierna, and just hits the hag square in the head. And as it hits the hag square in the head, like this blinding light just kind of cracks in this energy. You hear like almost like a thunder strike as it hits the shield. As the hag's head just gets blown backwards as her entire body gets sent flying backwards to meet the second arrow of Zephyr as it pins into her head and then pins her to the wall. The hag is now dead. As the body is just sitting there smoking from the intense energy of that holy smite, as pieces of her are starting to kind of almost fall apart.
And that is the cat and the hag.
The cat and the hag, everybody.
What a fantastic episode.
We are now out
name.
of initiative order. All that happened right in front of your face.
She would. Oh, I'm glad you guys have good aim.
Yeah,
As the
no,
shield-
And yours.
that's
As the
great.
shield
Great, guys.
materializes
Great aim.
back.
Yeah.
Way to go.
The holy emblem of my shield is just still glowing.
yeah, Zelraxis would just let out a deep sigh for not getting burnt alive.
Sigh of relief.
Yeah.
Yeah, she would turn around to look at the group kind of awkwardly, looking a touch embarrassed.
Touch.
Overall, team, I think that went well. Couple of hiccups here and there.
couple.
Completely unavoidable.
Totally.
Are you okay,
Well-
Vagar?
Oh, I'm dandy thanks to him. Points at Alon. Appreciate it, buddy. Got a nice blue-looking scar now, though. Like stares at.
It's only
Yeah.
part of it. Like, of the whole handprint that was there, it's like the thumb is scarred. And the rest of it got healed by his magic that leaves no scar.
Great. Now I look like I got some blue
that's
disease.
A penis. That's a penis.
Damn it.
No, shut up. Quit it.
Vagar and his penis scar.
Quick. Stop. Like pulls his leather I don't know what those things are called. Those
Gauntlets.
Gauntlets,
Vambrace.
like
Yeah,
over,
vambrace, yeah.
up a little bit. Like.
Sorry.
So, does anyone want to
Go to
discuss the elephant in the room? We just get lured here by a cat. I try to sleep. You guys fight the cat that turned into a thing.
The cat didn't turn into that.
As
The
you
cat's
say
over
that,
there
by
on
the way,
wall.
Vagar,
Right.
the cat materializes back onto the exact same spot and position he was currently. Well done, everybody.
What the fuck?
Benedict's
That's
been
not
here
your
the
line.
whole time.
Yes.
It was a great show.
I'm gonna let out a long sigh, put my hood up, and go retrieve the arrow that I nearly missed Vierno with from the wall, and put that back into my equipment.
What's your name? Puss?
Benedict is what you may call me.
Okay, listen here, Benny. All right, why didn't you tell us anything about this? You just walked us into a trap.
It wasn't
No.
a trap.
I'm gonna kind of interrupt and go. That was a hag. Their territory probably spans miles here. Wouldn't have mattered if we
Yes.
were here or 10 minutes down the road.
Kind of wipe off my shield and I look at it. It's like it wanted a story.
Well,
It got its story. It knew what was gonna
stories.
happen.
Well, this has been a bit of a problem for me of late, and I kind of just wanted it gone, and you seemed very capable. Was right. Per usual.
I'm gonna address Benedict and be like, "Well, we just gave you a great story, so kind of means you owe us one, huh?"
Funny you should mention that. Is thanks for the great entertainment that I'll be speaking about for years to come. Ilo, roll me a 1d8.
While this is happening,
1d8 plus 2.
While this is happening, Merc,
What?
I'd like to
I forgot there was a plus 2 for this.
rummage through the hag's corpse, see if there's anything of value.
Okay, and you can give me an investigation check.
I would also like to assist in rummaging through.
So as I'm over there by the body, I'm walking over right next to him, like both feet both on the wall, trying to pull both spears out of the wall or javelins out of the wall at the same time.
Gotcha.
Oh, investigation.
Yeah,
I'm
investigation
gonna
for the
walk behind
search.
Vagar while he's doing that, and while they're investigating the corpse, I'm gonna pull my arrow out of the corpse.
Mark, I would like you to
Excuse me.
fix my rolls. Whatever you did.
Listen,
it
I always
needs
like you to.
change.
What the fuck, Vienna? You guys are just
My
scrubs.
rolls have been bad as well.
It's unfortunate.
Can I roll an investigation while I'm there
Hey,
with them?
Yeah.
but you know
absolutely.
who's not getting bad rolls? Alon.
That's true. Alon single-handedly will smoke that motherfucker.
That's the only roll I had. And it was wasted.
Listen,
Worthless, meant
had-
nothing.
Had
Listen,
Zephia not
don't
had
know that.
Hunter's Mark, she wouldn't have done the kill. It would have had 2 HP.
Listen, you may not roll well often, but when you do, it's pretty good.
That was pretty
Should have
good.
made me giant before that. It would have been. We could have got up into the 90s.
There's no roof on the hut anymore.
I was about to say you would have.
Yeah, you-
Like,
So, Ilo, as Benedict is addressing you, you're absolutely right. Here, let me do this for you. And he's going to kind of like shake his head and shimmy his head, and you're going to see 6 whiskers, kind of silver, very, very long, very coarse whiskers, kind of like fall and just slowly float to the floor. Please take those. They're very handy in a tight spot.
I'm gonna walk over and pick them up.
Okay.
What the fuck?
Would any of us know why they're handy in
Yeah.
a tight spot?
Since none of you knew what the creature was, I will allow
I
Alon. Yep, Alon, you can either make a history or arcana check, your preference. Will be a relatively low DC from what you've heard, so relatively compared to the previously, but okay, yeah, you know exactly what these are, Alon. So these are a specific magical property that the whiskers of a grinning cat have, is that each one of these individually allows a 1 free cast of Misty Step. The whisker is then consumed upon use, and it disappears and dissipates off into nothingness. But each one of these allows a free cast of the user of Misty Step.
Oh, great.
That's cool.
The non-fey creatures can do what we fey creatures can do. That's awesome.
So is that what that popping is? Misty Step?
The cat's version of it, yeah.
Disapparates?
Correct, yeah.
Yeah,
flavor.
buddy.
Like mine is actually called fey step.
I love a good Harry Potter reference in the middle of D&D.
Yeah, so that is shakes free of those, loose those. Take those. Thank you again so much for redeeming my little problem.
I want to just go up there and like reach one and pull one more, just for the
How
fact
many
of it.
was it?
I'm not going to, but I
6.
want to.
Here,
Oh, wow.
I'll at least I'm gonna address them and be like, you can at least give one for everybody, right? There
Roll
are
me
7
a
of us.
persuasion check.
No,
Oh, boy.
no, it's okay. I don't need one.
Oh,
Ooh.
Nice try, but unfortunately that's all you can get for the moment. They're very
Okay, good.
valuable.
well, I think I'll give it to the 6 of us that actually did something productive in this fight.
Fair enough.
I'm not even sure who she's insulting at this point.
I mean, productivity is yes, that's me.
Question about the hag. Would I have known, like, has this been happening to me multiple times? Or was this like
This is
just
the
in
first.
this?
Yeah, it's because you're crossing into the Night Hag's territory.
Gotcha.
So, can I roll something for any knowledge I have on hags?
Yeah, you can give me a history arcana, your check.
I'm gonna do Arcana.
Did I help them find anything on the hag?
What was your investigation? I missed it.
23.
23.
Okay, yeah, we'll get to
Or
that while you
Sophia.
guys are going through it. So initially, the two of you, Vierna and Zoraxis, are kind of like looking through weird spots, like spices that you think would be something concealed, but really it's just kind of a pile of rotting like flesh at this point, as the smite damage has kind of started to decompose early the hag, and you're kind of like, oh, don't want to touch, as you see kind of Zephyr go, sneak around at you and just reach her hand right into the inside of the coat jacket of the hag that was wearing, and pulls out 2 items. One of them looks like a very dull green kind of gem, but you feel like a weird warmth radiating from it. The other one is
Does it look like an eye?
no, it does not. It's like a palm size, like deep like green, like smooth stone. And the other one is a like a bag, like a small satchel that's kind of very worn leather, very necrotically, I guess, like decorated. Like there's like small bones that kind of outline the hollow outside of it. Looks like they're very small bird bones, and the latch itself is actually a bird's skull that kind of like snaps itself together.
Oh, these are
Just said-
interesting.
Any
Yes, that
missing
leads me.
pieces of scalp?
What?
No scalp. So what are you looking to determine about the night hag specifically, or the hag?
I am just trying to like go through my knowledge of kind of what they are, what they do. Like out of character, I know that hags will generally regenerate because usually they have like a phylactery kind of system. Also, this being a night hag, identifying it as a night hag, identifying the fact that it has a soul pouch, and things. Just trying to
Gotcha.
identify my knowledge of.
Yeah, so
hags.
from the you haven't really got a description of the events, but kind of like understanding where you are and kind of what happened to awake you guys, you can kind of piece together that this is specifically a night hag, so one that kind of whose goal and purpose is to harvest the souls of the pure-hearted through corrupting them for frequent nights of terrorizing dreams that slowly chip away at their sanity until they commit an evil deed in the name of that, like in temporary insanity, essentially.
Yeah.
That's how they harvest a soul. And you do know that they typically contain 2 items on them. One is the soul bag, and one is the heartstone. The soul bag, let me pull it back up here so I can give you the exact description. So, heartstone is a lustrous, it's black, not green. Lustrous black gem allows a night hag to become ethereal while it is in her possession. The touch of a heartstone also cures any disease. Crafting a heartstone takes 30 days. So, the heartstone specifically, those effects only matter if you're a hag. You have to be a hag to. They're still incredibly valuable from like a. They're very valuable from like a scholastic point of view, but the item itself is not useful to you people. The other item is a soul bag. Yes, you filthy non-ethereal people. The soul bag is so when an evil humanoid dies as a result of the night hag's haunting, the hag catches the soul in this black sack made of stitched flesh. Soul bag can only hold 1 evil soul at a time, and the night hag who crafted must catch a soul bag. It lasts for 7 days in humanoid sacrifice. So, again, not items that are particularly useful to people outside of being a hag, but very valuable from a scholastic point of view.
I want to go. Hey, Zephyr, would you mind if I take control of those items? I'll just be forthwith with the group here. Those are valuable items, but not to us individually.
Sure.
I'm gonna take them. I'll put them in my bag of holding.
Just gonna toss them.
Would I know if
Loot whore.
if she is going to?
No, so
Return?
night hags, they are able to return if they're operating inside of a coven. So
Okay.
you know that they typically, if they're in a coven, the hags are much stronger, have much more magical capabilities as they're able to kind of like link with each other's like ethereal souls. But you also know that if there is a coven present, they are all present simultaneously. They do not act individually. So you can gather from this that the hag is well and truly dead, especially with that addition of the holy damage on top of it, and that the coven is not something that is going to be nearby or exist in this case.
Okay. I'm gonna address the group. I'm gonna be like, these items, they're specific to a night hag, and I'm gonna give them a real quick rundown on what the items do. I'm gonna be like, basically, we can't make any use of these on our own, but we can sell them and probably make a pretty good coin off of them.
You would also understand and know and probably be able to relay that Zelraxis was probably within 10 to 15 minutes, more than likely, because you explained that if the dreams last long enough, it's like a permanent like weakness on them, like it just saps their energy and their health.
And since Vienna is pretty down bad at the moment, I'd be like, you did a good job waking him up, because it could have went very, very badly, very quickly.
Thank you.
May suck at attacking with your credit card.
Thanks. She's still got a big old swollen cheek eye situation.
And just to extend an olive branch, I'm gonna reach over and hit her with my cure wounds and heal her wound.
Yeah, she's gonna instinctively pull back a little bit, and then when it doesn't hurt, be like,
Not only does it not hurt, it feels great. I will cast that.
What time
And
is
then
it?
How much damage? Actually, I don't know how much damage you took.
I didn't take any. It's just for the flavor.
You're long
But
rest anyways.
she
There you
backhanded
go.
me into a wall, so I assume that I swelled up.
And then while
What
you
the-
while that's
Go ahead.
happening, I come behind you and give you a hard pat on the back. And sit there and go, well, if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't want to know where she was. Old Zeffie over there. Couldn't have hit her with that arrow if she didn't know where she was.
Thank
And then I
you.
said, and then I looked at her, I said, don't worry about the other. I almost killed Zeffia, so Vagar's okay.
What time is it?
It's about 1:30, 2 a.m. About 1:30 a.m. we'll say.
Easter.
With that soul bag, is there anything that I would be able to like discover with like an Arcana check or anything?
No, because you don't have
Unfortunately,
a soul.
not. No, like you. I mean, you can give me an Arcana check to see if you would also know kind of what these soul bags are, because it's a magical item that's been present in like the scholastic universe of wizard schooling. Okay, yeah. So you know the same information that Isla would know. That while they're incredibly magical, powerful magical items, they're not really accessible to your average individual. That there's been lots of schooling and teaching. You have heard rumors of very, very like high up academics and very powerful magic users being able to combine their levels of knowledge to be able to access some of that and to be able to recreate it in a manner. But it's a very, very, very high level of research required to kind of accumulate that.
Okay.
As the hag's laying there, they're fairly large creatures, right? Like,
Yeah, they stand about the hag in its hag form fully is about 9 feet tall, 9 feet tall, so a little bit taller than you. The head is probably about the same level, but a lot of that height's added onto like the large hunch they carry in their back.
I'm assuming like, just in my visualization, it's like the one from Baldur's Gate, kind of like all.
More or less, a little bit less beefy, a little bit more sickly looking, and like a dark, like gray, sickly, almost drow-colored skin, rather than being like a green swampy. Think more like undead-ish looking hag, like very sickly, very like skin-looking gross, rather than swampy. Yeah, more or less though.
They're going through the pockets, doing all that, exchanging the, stone or whatnot. I'm gonna take my great axe, and as the the hand's laying on the floor, I'm just gonna chop off the hand of it and pick it up and put it in my satchel. Like mid conversation, just nonchalantly, just chop off the hand. And I'm assuming it's a pretty big hand. Put it in my bag.
Yeah, think like
He's
Shaq's
got-
hand, but like
Hey.
size of Shaq's hand, but not as like beefy, just like very thin, elongated
Narrow.
fingers.
Alright.
Yeah.
He's got something new to wipe with.
Someone else's hand instead of his.
Yes.
How we're
Gives
just
himself a pat
progressing
on the back.
everywhere today.
Dubs all around.
I'm seeing some real growth from you guys.
Yeah, but you can mark that down that you have a severed hag hand, and we will we'll figure out how that happens going forward.
And then after that, like everyone, I'm assuming everyone's just looking at me like, "Can we go to bed now?"
I
Yes.
agree. I would like to go to bed again.
Yeah,
The
sure, no
cat's
problem. I'll just fall
kinda
asleep
still
right
up
now,
there,
no
just-
problem. Yeah.
Well, thank you all so much for taking care of the little problem for
Oh, the
me.
cat.
Benedict,
Oh, yes.
are there any more little problems we should be
Oh,
aware of?
no, there's not. It was just the one hag. Bit of a territorial problem for me, so sorry. You all seem very capable. I wanted to see if you're worth following. I feel this won't be our last interaction together.
Fantastic. You have to promise me that if you're gonna follow us, you give us a heads up next time.
I suppose.
Okay.
Since you were provided
Also-
such great entertainment, and I can tell the threads of... As she just kind of looks around at all you guys, your threads of fate and destiny are very yet to be unraveled, and I want to see where it ends.
Also, respectfully, if you're going to sleep in here with us, I need you to be visible. It's very unnerving.
Oh, I don't sleep here. This is disgusting.
Fair enough.
And he kind of just waves his little paw and kind of vanishes back out.
Perfect. And I would give a quick once-over of the entire house, including going into Vagar's room.
Okay, you can be a general investigation check.
Oh, I still have my see invisibility. I'm
Oh
just
yeah,
looking
no,
for
yeah,
him.
no, you're good. He's legitimately gone.
Perfect. Okay, he's gone, guys.
That was exciting.
I'm going to bed.
Yeah, I
Like,
think I'm gonna
walk-
do the same.
Walking in and just crashing out on the bed.
Did we make
so-
it to that 4-hour mark where Alon
Yeah,
would take
I'm,
over?
I'm taking
Yeah,
over
so now he would take over the rest, and you would go rest as he was taking the guard, and the rest of you would return to your various
Alraxis
states of
would,
sleep.
Zalraxis would look a little uneasy, but he would look to Vierna and just thank her for waking him up.
You're welcome. You know, I can calm any anxieties you got brewing about going back to sleep, though I doubt whatever was going on in there is gonna happen again.
No, I'm okay. Thank you.
Okay. If not, we have whiskey in the cart, so you could just, you know.
At this
He
point,
would kind of just put up his hood, and as people start like going to sleep or whatever, he would probably just go outside and just sit around the corner.
Okay.
Deanna would just get on her bedroll that was close to the fire, and she'd probably move it over a little bit so that if Alon wanted to sit near the fire and keep it going throughout the night, he could, and go into her trance.
All right, anybody else have anything they want to do?
Nope. It's gonna breed out myself back into the fur rugs.
All right.
I'm
just
gonna
gonna put myself
cast
in the
something
doorway.
as I lay down.
All right, yeah. So you can go me roll a perception check, Alan, just for your watch.
Imagine.
Don't worry,
like,
I'm not
and
that mean.
Another hag. Craziest
An
thing.
adult
No,
black
at this-
dragon.
At this point, I'm gonna look at him and be like, "You saw what I did to the last one. Go to fuck on."
Get out of here.
Backs away slowly.
Oh, get.
Okay. Yeah, as you drift off to sleep and you watch everybody else around you kind of drift off to sleep, you're kind of noticing just kind of the general wear and tear of the day. You don't notice anything out of the ordinary. You notice that the rain has kind of stopped as it's kind of just condensed down from a full-on storm, just like a gentle pitter-patter of the last remnants of the rain clouds passing over by as everybody kind of drifts off to sleep. And Zalraxis, I don't know if Zalraxis stays out there long or...
I'm staying out there all night and not sleeping at all.
Okay. You did barely get enough to cover your long rest, and you did not stay into the hag's effect. For those of you who were not here, I had him roll a 1d100, and he rolled a 100. So he was not under the hag's effect long enough to have any permanent misguidance from that. So you're a little tired come the next morning, but avoided any levels of exhaustion. You still got your benefits of a long rest. Everybody can now long rest, get all their spell slots back, their health max back out as normal, and good to go. And I believe that is where we will end it for the evening. Is it perfectly end that day, as we still have not progressed into day 3 of travel.
6 weeks, 2 days of travel.
Allegedly.
I think we're starting day 5 at the beginning of the next session of
Correct.
the total campaign. Yeah, that's great, guys. This is a day a month.
But with all the events of it, day 3 for travel will pass by probably relatively unscathed, unless you guys really fuck up. In which case, it's always a possibility.
But
But
talk in a tavern for
Do
the
you
whole
even
session.
know us?
I do, unfortunately, and I've seen the rolls out of you guys tonight, so I'm gonna have a lot of extra stuff planned just in case you guys really do fuck up. But that is where we'll end it for tonight, to the end of travel day number 2. 1 day travel left to get to the city of Blackrock. With any luck, you guys will arrive on the next session. So we'll be back in 2 weeks. Thank you guys all so much for coming out again tonight. Thank you so much, Big Dungeon Energy, for the raid. And we will see you guys on the next one.
Bye.
Peace.